Laredo, Texas.
No shit, right? Okay. Okay, here we go. This. Well, hi! We already have people in the chat. Hey, Thraxy. Hey, Nidge. Hey, Laura. How you guys doing?
Good Lord.
I know. I go live and got 3 people popping up in here already. Please excuse the camera, this wonderful laptop and the light behind me. Only, you know, the camera at 480p. We've been doing good. We have been doing good. As you can see, my eyes are a whole lot better. I've been feeling a little bit better. The only thing I'm getting used to is sometimes my wonderful husband wakes up at SAM 4 o'clock, sometimes 3. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh my goodness. I've been having fun on the road and stuff. We've been, we finally have a plan together to put money back to get me into an apartment. It may or may not happen before Christmas, but we're at least
for Christmas.
We're hoping for Christmas.
Want that to be your Christmas.
Yeah. So when that happens, cool. So when that happens, I will do, well, probably a live stream tour of an empty apartment, sharing the wish list and stuff, kind of like a housewarming party, so you guys could like order stuff to like ship to the house and whatnot. Hey, Ghost Dog, how you doing? But yeah, that's what we're planning on doing. That's what our plans are right now. We're sitting in Laredo, Texas, hanging out. I just finished downloading, because it took 2 hours on this wonderful truck-stop Wi-Fi to download Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I have figured out how to record gameplay on my laptop because I'm a little shro. Hi, Diz. So probably on nights that we park and don't have a Wi-Fi signal, or the Wi-Fi signal is total shit, I will probably be recording gameplay to edit it and upload it so you guys can hear me react to playing Tomb Raider. And confession, this will be the actual first Tomb Raider game I have ever played. Now is when I start hearing gasps, like internally in my head, and people going, "Oh my God, you have got to be kidding!" So when I get more memory in this laptop, because we're working on that too, I'll probably be able to stream through OBS and and another camera, so I can actually live stream some of these games. Where's your lighter, babe? Oh, that's why I can't reach it. My arm, it's not long enough. So this is the second week into the 3 weeks worth of being on the road, or what? This is, isn't it?
No, first week.
This is the first week. So
first.
I know I missed all the good ones. I know, but you're probably gonna hook me up with them so I can actually like play the whole series, Diz. I know you. You want to give me the full Tomb Raider experience. Even though I've been dying to play the game because I've been watching some of my Twitch friends play the game, and it looks like absolute fun. And at times it can be frustrating, but you know. Also next time we park for the night, overnight, with good Wi-Fi, I am going to download Metal Gear 5 Ground Zeroes. Nope, this is boxed. This is and no, here we go. And here's where I get demonetized. Yay. So yeah, there's that going to be happening. I'm still going to be trying to get blog posts out 2, maybe 3 times a week, starting next week. So there is that. So I'm going to be fact-checking a couple of memes that are floating out there as far as statistical data on illegal aliens and the drain on the U.S. economy. I'm going to be, it's fun, cool. I'm also going to be digging into the whole Ivanka Trump email thing. I got like 10 sources downloaded for that, so that's going to be interesting to dig into. The first gaming blog post is out. All it is a bunch of patch notes and the introduction of a new champion on League of Legends that is going to drop on December 6th. So that's going to be fun, and she looks like an absolute blast to play. So I can't wait for that to happen. But let me see. we're going to be rolling out of here, what, like at 2?
Yeah, about 2 o'clock.
About 2 o'clock. So I've got some time to play, hang out with you guys and stuff. There are some changes that are going to be happening. We are going to be working toward a studio. I do have a wish list on my Streamlabs that's attached to Amazon, if you guys are interested. But we don't have an address yet, so that's the tricky part. I do have a couple of monitors on there, a new tower, because for those of you who do not know, somebody broke into the wreck of the house and stole the beast. So I no longer have a desktop. So we're going to be getting another one of those. We're going to be fixing that as well. We're going to be getting myself an actual office setup and a studio with a green screen, even if it's just like a green table cover from, Party City in the back, so I can do some green screen stuff and really make my wonderful little Victoria character come alive. That's going to be fun. That's going to be challenging for me editing-wise. I am going to be trying to do... Right, Laura? I know. We suspect we know who it is because he tends to stretch the truth a lot on several occasions. Because those of you that have been in my server and saw the pictures when I had them in the server, rather, you guys know that the house looks abandoned. Now, who's going to look in a house that looks like it's falling apart and say, there's something of value in there? Especially since the house is pretty much hidden from the street and you don't even know there's a house back there. So that whole thing is suspect, in my opinion. But then again, stuff happens. Let me see. I am going to be looking deeper into the Brexit and the no lube screwing that Theresa May is doing you guys in the UK. I feel for you guys. She seems to think it's a good deal, and the more I look at it, the more you guys are getting screwed from behind without any kind of reach around or gratification, which isn't fair to you guys at all. I mean, you guys want to leave the EU? Hi, Malachite. You guys want to leave the EU free and clear to be able to make your own decisions and, go back to the way things were before the EU as far as your laws and enforcing them are concerned. And I am totally in agreement and behind you on that. And Theresa May she just seems to be sabotaging it every time she opens her mouth, turns around, or types at a fucking typewriter or a word processor. Oh, I said typewriter. I just dated myself. Lord. Here in the U.S., you guys have seen a lot of, things that I've been posting from the U.S. So there's a lot of things that I'm keeping up with, too. I kind of laughed with Ronan yesterday when I said the wonderful thing about, doing the news is also the curse of the news. There's always new stuff coming out, which means I'm always trying to keep on top of it and stay on top of it. And so it's I never run out of content, but then there's a lot of content to sift through. The smoke shop in town, tell the guy to cig you smoke, they will match it good. Oh wow, pack a day, and it will cost around $40 a month for cigs and the filters. The machine is $100, but it's electric. Oh cool. Neat. Thanks, Nidge. Let me see. What else are we going to do here? So I'm afraid to play anything because it's a basic setup on the computer. I can game on it, but there's not enough memory on here for me to OBS in order to do some screen captures and for you guys to see games. So you're just going to have to hear me ramble incessantly. We are going to be looking for a place in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and Diz is going to help us with that. So, like I said, when we get to that place, the first tour is going to be, this is the empty apartment. I remember telling my mom when I was 19 and 20 that I was going to be moving out of the house. Hey, Mitch. And she said, well, what are you going to do for furniture? And the look of horror on her face was absolutely priceless when I said, well, lawn furniture works. That didn't go over too well. I told her, I said, it's cheap and, it works. It's functional. I'll have a kitchen. Yay, kitchen. So you may actually see some cooking videos from me. There's that. And no, it won't be ramen. And I think I've stated on Twitter and in my Discord before that when we move in, if somebody knocks, I swear to God, if somebody knocks on the door with a case of those cheap-ass 6 for $1 ramen noodles, I'm not going to let them in. Because I'm I'm done with the ramen thing. I've eaten enough ramen to probably shit out noodles for the next decade or so. I'm done. I'm really, really done. So done. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it is. Now, however, if there are, I know I have some friends that have some really good traditional ramen recipes. So I will take those and I will try those because I've always wanted to try, traditional Japanese ramen, which I know is like way different from the dehydrated crap because I don't use the salt packets. What I do is I'll open a can of soup, heat the soup, and throw the ramen in the soup because I don't use the packets. She sees a noodle, she's gonna have PTSD. Tracks probably. That or have an uncontrollable muscle twitch. Or a temporary bout of Tourette's as the person gets, cussed out as they try and, walk through the door. Reactions of that are probably going to be random at best. Let me see. Come over here because I remember how to do this. All right. If you guys want to hop in, I'm going to put the link in the chat here, which may or may not be a good idea, but there's a Hangout link if you guys want to hop in and talk and ask. Yeah, yesterday I looked out my passenger window and I was looking at Mexico. That was the closest to Mexico we've had to deliver. We don't have to cross the border because there are transfer points. But there were a lot of signs there were a lot of signs in Spanish that I translated. Some of them were kind of funny because instead of saying they were looking for truck drivers, they were soliciting truck drivers, which in this country, soliciting means something quite different. Of the variety, but we're not going to go into that. So there is that. We've been having fun. We bumped into quite a few really cool people. I know if you guys are, if you can read this, you're in the wrong country. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, let me see, we've been to Ohio through Indiana a couple of times. We've been in Wisconsin, and I mean, when I say we've been in Wisconsin, we have been to a part of Wisconsin where I don't think there's any cell service. I mean, there were snowmobile crossing signs in this part of Wisconsin, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to. No, I'm good. So there have also been other places that we go. Started off strong with the typos. We've also been. They sent us to Pennsylvania, which is in the middle of. Walmart has some distribution centers that are like in the middle of nowhere that you could probably only find on satellite location. They probably got beamed down to these places because this is the last place you would ever think of finding a distribution center. But hey, there you go. There's one. We have parked at, I know you guys that have followed me on Twitter, we parked at Travel Centers of America and Petros. And unless the Petro was on the Iowa 80 chain of truck stops, their Wi-Fi stunk to high heaven. Let me see. We're at a Pilot now. The Pilot is fairly good. Sometimes hit, sometimes miss. Mostly, you got a strong enough connection. Loves is hit or miss. I would say mostly hit and miss on their Wi-Fi when we pay for it. Mostly hit or miss. And then surprisingly enough, this wonderful multi-million-dollar company called Werner, there are a couple of terminals where, oh, we have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they got some Wi-Fi, all right.
We were at one of their newer ones. We were at one of their newer terminals, and the Wi-Fi went completely out for the entire time that we were there. And apparently, nobody on the corporate staff knew how to fix the shit, so we had no Wi-Fi. And I'm like, excuse me, but no, this doesn't work for me. You have to fix your shit. I'm trying to see if I can wrap this curtain around or at least block some of the sun, because it is let me see if I can fix this in a minute here. We don't have Wi-Fi. All right, that's as good as it's going to get, I guess. But, let's see. Okay. Now, how long it's going to stay there, I don't know. But for the most part, I get the front part, and since he's, a lot longer than me, he gets the back part. Hopefully that's a little bit better, and I'm a little less payload. But there you go. My wiki. But yeah, for the most part, just about every terminal we've been to has been absolutely great. The Laredo terminal has been a little shaky, especially on the weekends when the restroom has run out of toilet paper. Hey, thank God for wipes, because I'm like, everybody leaves on the weekend, and it's like, excuse me, there are people parked here that need to use the bathroom, that need toilet paper, and you ain't got no toilet paper in this here bathroom, and you ain't got no soap in this here bathroom. You need to straighten your crap out, because this just don't work for me. If I scavenger hunt to find it. No, it's like, it started out strong and really good and promising, and then it just went the hell out. And it's like when we told somebody that worked there, they're like, "Oh yeah, we got to call a tech to come and fix it," and they never called the tech, so we were there without Wi-Fi for forever and a day, which stunk, because I do have other games on my computer, but I like hanging out with you guys at least sometimes. And speaking of Discord, I love my segues because that's how my ADD works. I am going to try and be in my Discord a little more active as long as the signal is strong enough, at least 2 to 3 days a week. And that's going to be on the phone, and this is the phone. This is the phone. So if I'm talking to you guys and tell you I have to go, it's because this wonderful smartphone that has Tourette's and other afflictions has a habit of overheating and shutting off. So if I am in Discord and tell you guys I have to leave for a couple hours, it's because this thing is like so hot in the back because of the battery, it could probably fry an egg, and I have to be back later after it cools down and charges up. But I am going to be more active in my Discord because I miss talking to you guys. I miss hanging out with you guys. Where's the I smell of what's the frequency Kenneth joke coming on? Well, like I said, if you guys want to pop into the Hangout, there's the link. If you guys want to talk to me for a little bit, it is open. I don't think I'm barring anybody from it. Almost forgot how to do this. It's been so long since I've done a Hangout through Google. Lord, I've been using OBS for so long. You get back on Google and it's like, holy shit, how do you do this again? Where's the button? Oh, there it is. But yeah, it's been fun, and there are times I haven't had to translate anything yet, which is good. And I don't remember the Google. I had to remember the Google. I had to remember it because I wanted to talk to you guys and let you guys know what was going on. I haven't had to, but the one thing that I have found refreshing being in Texas is I can literally switch to Spanish, and I don't get the dumbest question ever asked in my direction, which is, "Do you speak Spanish?" Yes, that has happened more times than I care to count. And I've had to hold my tongue on several occasions because I'm like, what do you think I'm speaking? Some foreign language that you're completely, surprised about? I thought I was speaking Spanish. I don't know what's going on. We've had a lot of dummies on the road. The "where's my lane" people, or "that's my exit" people, have been out in force. Those wonderful suicidal people that are all the way over in the hammer lane and go, "Oh, there's my exit," right in front of the truck, which makes my butthole pucker and him yell. And there's been a lot of times that I've yelled at him too.
They fail.
And there's the "I'm gonna pass you and get in front of you and slow down" people, and we're like, okay, you want to be run over? Oh no, okay. Then there's the people that can't. No matter how long I think people have been driving, they still haven't mastered merging. I mean, it's not rocket science. You smash the speed, every other car. No. They run up against the tandems on the trailer, and they're just there, all the way. And then they have the surprised look when Ronan doesn't move over because he can't, because there's cars on the other side of it. They have this absolute horrified look when they realize that their life choice has led them to the end of the on-ramp and they have nowhere to go. I mean, these people need at least a 2 to 3 week lesson on how to fucking merge. I mean, it's not that hard, people. I mean, merging is not that difficult in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, and then you have people for no reason that'll ride along the side over here or get in his blind spot. It's never good. It's like, how long have you been driving with big trucks on the road and you have no clue that you're not supposed to be next to the tandems in the trailer or in the blind spots? Hell, there are some trucks on the road that show you where the blind spots are. It's like, pay attention. Of course, you know, we all know they're doing this. I would absolutely love to get a loud enough horn to honk to see how many of them drop the phone out the window. Yep, the one finger sign. Yep. Yeah, the one finger sign. And it's just, you know, and some of them look at us like with absolute disdain, and Ronan has the same response every time. Well, if you don't want us in your town, quit fucking buying shit. It's that simple. I mean, you know, there aren't landing strips at every place that there's a delivery, and the train doesn't go everywhere, so that leaves big trucks. And if we're going 68 miles an hour, there's no stopping on a dime when you cut in front of us. And we, you know, and we have a heavy load, and we've had loads that were like around 12, 13,000 pounds, and we've had loads that are 42, 43,000 pounds. And yeah, we can't stop that fast. I mean, hello, it's common sense, which happens to be endangered. And it's absolutely, you know, it blows your mind because these people are really stupid. And it, you know, you have winter coming up, so there's a good chance that we're going to be sent into places that, you know, like you saw earlier on Twitter, where I took pictures of where it was snowing and stuff. And there's probably going to be more snow. We saw another Werner driver this morning that said he was going to be sent into Michigan, and there's already storms moving into that area, which is going to be interesting. Mitch, start an internet rumor that phones work better when driving if they're held out the window. Now, the weirdest look I have gotten, and you guys could probably imagine this, as I was, you know, doing my little Twitter thing on the phone, updating everybody with the news, and the phone started to overheat. It was about 40 degrees, 45 degrees. So I rolled down the window and stuck my hand with the phone out the window to cool off the battery. I got some really weird looks. Let me tell you. I got some really weird looks. And the only thing going through my mind is, if you had this phone, you would understand. Because, you know, it's, oh Lord. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. We were parked next to these two guys, and one truck stopped. Ronan almost got out to read the riot act because every time we were about to fall asleep, the idiots next to us started making noises. And I think he heard them through the truck when he goes, "One more fucking time. You yell one more goddamn time or honk that horn, I'm coming out of this truck on your ass, and you're going to regret it." And we didn't hear anything else from him. So my theory is they heard him through the truck, got scared as shit, and shut the fuck up.
No, it wasn't like I was trying to hide it.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So there is that. Does anybody have any questions for me now that I have kind of like rambled on and on and on? Oh, because I am trying to be a little more active. Let me see. A headphone had her do that to me. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Let me see. And in case you guys, Ronan is the king of subtlety. Yeah, he is. In case you're wondering, yes, we have met some of, you know, those people that we have lovingly nicknamed as having the body by Freightliner. I saw one guy this morning coming out of the men's bathroom, and the only thought in my head is, dude, if you need a bra because your tits are better than mine, bigger than mine, it's time for you to go on a diet. Seriously. This guy had something that was bordering on D cups, just kind of hanging there because gravity was doing its thing. And I'm like, Yeah, you might need to lay off the Mickey D's, the BK, the Taco Hell, and the pizza, and eat a few more salads because wow, man's ear, exactly. Oh Lord, because there are some people. I think once already we've seen one person get out of the truck, and I swear to God, the cab just sighed with relief because it went back up to its original height. And so, it's just like, I don't understand how people let themselves get that big, but it's like at one point you have to look at yourself in the mirror and go, this ain't working, fam. This ain't working, fam. Um, let's see. What else? Ronin Rage. Yeah, Ronin Rage. I have cracked him up a couple of times by yelling at cars myself because he doesn't, I'm not that intimidating. So when I yell at people, he laughs. I haven't figured that out yet. And then there are some people that drive on the road that you have no clue what the hell they're doing. And it confuses me. And just in case you guys missed it, I have invented a new word on the internet, and I posted it on Twitter yesterday. And for you guys that didn't catch it, um, some of us have a habit of being so confused that we put the F word in the middle of confused, and it comes out confucking fused. I've said that a couple of times. I shortened it to confuckled. It's short, sweet, to the point, and it means you're fucking confused. So it works for me. So, you know, there's another one of my isms. I'm sure there's going to be a few more in the future. But I do that with words. I've been yelling at Ocasio-Cortez because she's an idiot. I swear to God, everything that comes out of this girl's mouth is so dumb. You lose. You you lose brain cells reading her tweets. It's like being reconfoculated. Oh, I like that, Mitch. Um, this girl should just stop. She should start, talking to other people and go, well, I'm gonna tweet this. Is this a good idea? And if they say no, she just shouldn't do it because, God, she's stupid. Exactly. It's like the other day when she said revolution, I'm like, no, we're not doing that with the revolution. The country may be screwed up, but it works better than anything in your contrived little mind. Because I do believe people are slipping lewd or acid into her Kool-Aid because every time she opens her mouth, she gets dumber and dumber. And just when you think she can't get any dumber, she tweets something else. I think she's competing with Wu. I think she's competing with Brianna Wu on stupidisms, and it's just no. You need to stop because there are those of us that are intelligent that read your shit and go, what are you trying to say? Hello, dumbass strikes again. That's the main reason that I don't follow Pelosi, because Pelosi does dumb shit too. And there's only so much dumb shit I can handle on my list before my brain just goes, I'm just not functioning anymore. We're not doing this because if you continue, I'm going to be completely stupid at the end of the session. And I'm not willing to risk the brain cells for that. Not really willing to. I have stopped following some people. Like, I never followed Andy. So there are some people that were avidly tweeting or retweeting stuff that he was saying. And since I have no interest in following that drug-addled idiot, I just unfollowed him, and I unfollowed people that avidly quote tweet and retweet his stuff because he's lost it. He's gone off the deep end. Ever since Chris left, he's been going down the ski slope heading toward a fucking oak tree at a high amount of speed without the sense to stop. And it's a sad thing to see because I liked him when he did, the content with Chris. And then it's just Chris is out of the picture and he's just I have no words. It's just, and one of these, it's like the brain got sucked out of his head. He's entering the Cortez vortex. I like that. That's good. Yeah, his is a sad situation. And I mean, he needs a couple of friends in his life to tell him, pull him over to the side and tell him that he needs help. And now apparently he's going to have an IRL fight with Tonka. I don't know how that's going to work. I really don't know how.
I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work out for anybody involved.
No, neither.
I don't understand this anyhow and everything. So, we're going to have like a sanctioned match.
Yeah.
Let me just get over here and say this like this.
Yeah.
Let me just say this like this, okay? If I'm coming to fight somebody, you're coming to a street fight. There ain't gonna be no ring. There ain't gonna be no rules. It's bring your own ambulance. Thank you.
Yeah, no kidding. They're building contracts and NDAs and all this shit. Like, it's going to be a real ring match. And I'm like, you guys are just. It'd be
a real back alley ass whooping is what it'd be.
Yeah, that's why it's like, oh, he's doing the Sonny Bono then. Yeah, it seems like he is. It seems like he is. See, and my whole thing is, I never really follow.
Bono. Okay, he's pulling a bonehead.
Yeah, he's pulling a bonehead. Oh shit, Ronan's gone horizontal. It's just. I never really followed the drama because it's just an ongoing saga of who is yelling at who's screwing who found out who's screwing who's mad at who because of this, and this is what pissed off this and this person who pissed off this person who had nothing to do with the picture, but now they're involved for some damn reason. It's just too much. You need a scorecard, and it's just life's too short for that crap.
Program. Can't tell who's butt fucking who without a program.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Sorry. It's just, it's. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If I want drama, I'll watch a soap opera. And I stopped watching those a long time ago because everything is. Soap operas have the same format. We will write a script, but everything happens to the same family constantly.
And then next week when we find out what happens to whom on As the Stomach Churns.
Right. It's like it's just like American. My grandmother said it succinctly one day when she cracked me up laughing when I moaned at her Spanish soap operas. Because I did the synopsis of, boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, they get married, and then somebody, oh, you know why he wants to sanction Thrax? Ooh, okay. And then they cheat and then all this other stuff. Yeah, no novelas for men. Yeah. Well, I told her the whole format, and the only rebuttal my grandmother had, God rest her soul, was, well, at least mine don't last for over 30 years like you Americans that don't know how to end shit. Which, when you look at Days of Our Lives and General Hospital and The Young and the Restless, she's completely right. It's once I got old enough to realize that no matter what the title was in the American soap opera, everything just happened to one particular family over and over and over again. It taught me, A, this family is fucked beyond belief, and B, I really don't need to keep seeing this. Because, if one family has that much bad luck
or drama,
it's just, wow, okay, I'm not into this. From what I have been seeing, because I haven't seen any of the episodes, but I am kind of smiling internally for two things. There's a lot of criticism that I've been waiting for to come out for the Netflix She-Ra series. And the ratings are plummeting for Jodie Whittaker and being the female doctor because everybody's predictions that I have been talking to have come true. She's a kinder, gentler, less physical action type doctor with all this other, agenda pushing going on, which is what a lot of my friends have predicted. Where's my coat? Because my throat's drying out. And so I'm kind of smiling internally, but then again, I'm kind of frowning because there are rumors that her and the writer are leaving after one more season? After season 12, I think it is. And so,
the last season she will not be
this will be the last season. This is the rumors floating around. And the writer, she's leaving because the writer's leaving. Because that was the same writer of Broadchurch, from what I understand, and she was on that show as well. So the future for Doctor Who is up in the air because they're going to have to fight if they want to keep this going and they want to salvage it. They're going to need to find a solid writer that stays away from the agenda shit. Yeah, Chibnall, that's his name. They're going to have to find a non-agenda pushing writer, and they're going to have to find a doctor that can bring the numbers back in, and the stories have to be solid in order for the ratings to go back up. Because I have watched a couple of videos here and there about people talking about her, and Jodie's a good actor. I'll throw that out to her. And it's I've said this before when people have said X actor was crappy. A good actor is only as good as the writing and the direction. If the script is shit and they're still doing the best they can with a shitty script, the show is going to be shitty no matter how good the actor is. They did the same thing with Colin Baker. They tried to tank the show with Colin Baker with his outlandish outfits, with these scripts that had plot holes, with a story that wasn't really all that great, with a companion that I wanted to punch in the face because she was annoying as hell. And Colin could have done better with better scripts and better stories. I didn't mind Colin as a doctor, but they played him dirty. You know what would be cool? Stories that deal with other planets and species, because you can go anywhere in space. Yeah. I mean, come up with new aliens, new alien conflicts, new things to do. I would like to see that. That would be nice. Because, yeah, he can go anywhere in time and space. It would be kind of neat. It would be kind of neat. Russell T. Davies, I liked. Moffat did a lot of time jumping that could give you a migraine. Like, the whole one person going forward in time while the other person is going backwards in time, to the point where one person doesn't remember the other person, and they're meeting for the same time for the doctor, but not for her. And I'm like, I just don't understand how you write something like that, and people are supposed to go, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'll roll with that.
Yeah, but it was the complexity of the storylines and everything that kept you watching.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And you couldn't wait to run into River Song again.
No, I couldn't wait to run into River.
The writing of the character was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And the actress was spot on.
Yep. It's time and space. Go anywhere. Come up with new species of bird. Yeah. It's you have a show that has basically set up a premise for an imagination to run wild as long as the story is, set. And you keep coming back to Daleks, and you keep coming back to, the old classics, don't get me wrong. The old classics are good. But when you can open up new worlds and visit new species and new races, do that.
They can come back and bring back Boneless.
Leave the Boneless.
There's a lot of people that they could cycle back around that haven't been seen in a while, and everything that they could weave in and out.
Mm-hmm. They did the Missy master well, but not. I loved Missy. Missy was good.
Yeah, Missy was
good.
Missy was well written and everything. And,
yeah.
The actress herself and everything carried herself really well.
Yeah, she did. But it's like they keep. When are they going to realize? And I'm going to use the quarterings phrase here. When are they going to realize that when you get woke, you go broke? How many companies have closed because they're pushing a political agenda? How many companies are losing money because of the same reason? How many television shows started out strong and are going into the dumpster because they're pushing these agendas that nobody wants to see in their entertainment? You watch television shows, you watch movies, you read comic books, you play games to escape political agendas and things that are going on in real life, and to escape into another world or another universe for a little while. And now you're getting your IRL shit shoved in your face, no matter where you turn, no matter what you read, no matter what you watch. People don't want to see it. Hi, Jacob. People want to see solid storylines, solid characters. We don't care if the characters are LGBT. We don't care if they're male or female. We don't care if they're trans. We don't care as long as the story is solid, the characters have good development, and, everything flows. But that's the thing. Everything has to flow. You know, don't constantly every 5 minutes shove in our face that I'm trans or I'm gay or I'm this and look at what I'm doing. You know, I'm female, hear me roar. We don't want none of that shit. Write the show. Yep, too many. Yeah, exactly. Too many have closed. They can all claim the fans are abandoning ship bullshit. The built-in fans are thrown overboard. Yeah, they were. They were thrown overboard with Discovery. They're being thrown overboard with the female doctor. From what I understand, the scuttlebutt from the Marvel movie is, you know, Miss Little Captain Marvel here, because of her tweets as well as, you know, the trailers that have come out. Nobody's really excited for the movie because of different reasons, but mostly revolving around the actress. And it's, you know, gonna guess this is about She-Ra. No, it's not about She-Ra. I have seen videos of people that have, you know, for anybody out there that has taken one for the team, as I like to put it, and who has watched the She-Ra series on Netflix, God bless you. Because the clips that I have seen on it on YouTube have told me that I don't need to watch the show. I'll stick with, you know, the She-Ra that I grew up with, the characters that I know and love, and that's the way I'm going to do it. I don't think there'd be no sabotage clause in their contract. One would think, but I mean, the BBC is going the way of, you know, PC more and more. Hey, Straight Sith. Marvel, I gotta give it to Mim Hedrum. He's still reviewing Marvel comic books, no matter how horrible the writing is in those comic books. He's another one that's taking one for the team, and I have watched his videos, and it's just, oh Lord, they're comic books. Why you want to push an agenda in a comic book? It's disgraceful, and then you're wondering why, you know, you're losing money. Okay, let's see. There it is. And there was one thing else I wanted to cover, but I can't. I'll think of it in a minute. My ADD went, "Hey, go this way." Then I did that, and then I forgot, which usually happens. Because young minds are easier to corrupt. Yeah, I mean, it's bad when you have an entire cast of characters in a show, and yes, now I'm referring to She-Ra, and a lot of the videos that I'm watching are touting about how well written Catra is. Not She-Ra, not Adora, the main character, not any of her friends, but how Catra is well written. To me, that says a lot about a show when you have the antagonist being touted for being written better than the main character. It speaks volumes to me when you do that. It really does. You guys remember T3K Doctor Who? The hell cares? It's. Are you playing Swoder over there? Mm-hmm. Okay, you're playing Swoder over there. Okay. Right? Because I'm listening to it and I think they might hear it. I don't know. That's okay. This is the relaxed kind of. This is not a professional stream by any means. Let's see. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff. I can't wait till I get the studio because I know I'm gonna be having a lot of fun with it. That's the one thing that I can't wait for. And no matter when we get it, I'm gonna consider it my Christmas present. Because I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. So yeah, when I get the studio set up, the ladies' nights with Panina and Lou will resume. So there is that to look forward to. Fright Night Fridays are going to resume with me continuing Amnesia and going from there. Morning Brew will be back, obviously, because that is a staple. Because right now it is just blog related, because I can't really stream from many places because I'm going to need to use OBS, and the Wi-Fi sometimes tends to cut out. Or, you know, my computer right now doesn't have enough memory to run both OBS and everything that I do. Because honestly, On any given in any given stream, we usually have a good anywhere between 3 to 8 tabs open on Chrome during the show, and that's too much for this computer to keep up with. Otherwise, I would have been trying it before now. So there's that too. Let me see here. If we get set up and settled in before New Year's Eve, who wants to have a New Year's Eve gaming stream with Use Your Words again? Type ones in the chat if you guys want a Use Your Words New Year's Eve.
Regardless of everything, I'll have you set up for that.
Okay. So there's that one, because I miss the Use Your Words.
I miss listening and watching the reactions. And it's like, really? Did Mitch really just type that?
Right?
I know that was Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch types 1 in the chat because it's an absolute blast playing that game. It really, really is, and I miss playing the game. And you can't play it by yourself because obvious reasons. So we will have a Use Your Words stream. Of course, we may or may not turn it into a drinking game. Where you have to take a shot every time somebody chooses a house answer or something. So.
Look, 3 people choose house answer. That's 3 shots.
That's 3 shots. Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't be able to complete the damn game.
No, this lightweight would be down for the count.
I'll still drink for you. I will be your designated drinker.
It'd be my designated drinker.
Right. See how drunk you can get running.
Let me see. So yeah, I covered the drama, covered Doctor Who. I don't want to ramble about She-Ra because everybody already knows how I feel about She-Ra. So continuing that will just be ad nauseum. Let's see here. I am going to, the next time I have some really good Wi-Fi, finish uploading stuff to my writing blog and start linking my writing blog, because I have separated my fictional writing from the news blog, so there's still some cleaning up I have to do there as far as categories and stuff are concerned. I still am following the stuff coming out of South Africa because that situation is getting worse and worse and worse. The parliament there is now formed a committee to push forward the land expropriation without compensation, amending Article 23, Article 25, which forbade that. But after doing the blog post on Article 25, it seemed that whether or not the landowner wanted to sell it, they could be forced into selling it. So the only difference between this expropriation and the previous expropriation before changing the law is that they won't be paying them. They'll just be kicking them off their land and, doing whatever with the land. Now, what made me smile is, since I've been digging into this, is the Zulu Nation has stepped forward and said that they are going to protect the farmers because they've had an agreement with the farmers for a long time. Yeah, it's that bad. They've had an agreement with the farmers for the longest time, and they see this land expropriation deal as a threat to their food source. So the king of the Zulu Nation has literally commanded Ramaphosa to kneel before him and agree that he was not going to do this. I'm going to let that hang in the air for a minute, because that was wow. I read that. Let me see if I can open up my Evernote and read that exact quote, because that exact quote made me go, holy shit, that's badass. Of course, then again, when you think of it, it is the Zulu Nation. So yeah, back on September 10th, and I'll be reading. Let me see if I can screen share this, because I remember how to screen share. I'm members how to screen share. Members how to screen share. All right, here we go. All right, so let me pop this out. Put this up here. This is September 10th. And it says, Zulu King Goodwill Zwelithini has announced a partnership with lobby group AfriForum. Now, AfriForum is the group that has been trying to bring to attention the farm killings and the farm attacks in South Africa. They have actually won several lawsuits, defamation lawsuits, and things of that nature because the government is constantly accusing them of being something that they are not. So I'm going to put this over here. Yeah. It's their EFRI forum has not been in the best of light because they keep trying to tell them they're, not altruistic when they're trying to fight for the farmers. So it says, EFRI Forum CEO Kaylee Creel tweeted that he was looking forward to working with Zwelithini and the Zulu people on a basis of mutual recognition and respect. According to an ENCA report, Zwelithini is as opposed to the possibility of land expropriation without compensation as EFRI Forum. Zwelithini spoke at the Umkosi Welembe commemoration of King Shaka on Sunday, urging people to vote against the expropriation in the 2019 elections. And this is a direct quote from the king himself. I send you in July and say, go and pray that all those who are against you and me over the land, God must make them to fight by themselves. Even now I am sending you to go and pray before the elections next year. Anyone who wants to be voted for and elected by us, I am going to talk now. Anyone who wants to be elected by us must come and kneel here and commit that I will never touch your land, he said, according to the ENCA. Let me see here. Creel, in a News 24 opinion piece, said the relationship was good for South Africa. Yep, when the walls fell. Shaka, when the walls fell. Healthy relationships, respect, and cooperation between South Africa's respective cultural communities, despite the differences that may exist, in fact, offers hope in the current political climate where the EFF and radical elements within the ANC attempt to polarize South Africans along racial lines, he wrote. Zwelithini has called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to guarantee that Ingonyama trust land comprising about 3 million hectares will not be subject to land expropriation. Quote, he, Ramaphosa, must come here and say it. Write it down in an agreement and sign off that the land of the Zulus will not be touched, the king said in his speech. The Constitutional Review Committee conducted nationwide hearings earlier this year on the topic of land expropriation as it considers whether to recommend changing South Africa's constitution. In its parliamentary hearings, Zanade Boy of UCT's Land Accountability and Research Center said that any amendment to the Constitution could harm other rights, which it can. So that was back in September, but they've had a recent vote here in November, and it has passed. So now a committee is forming to actually bring that article forward, which is, I'm just at a loss because these people have been going through. I've watched documentaries. I have been talking to people that are in South Africa in the middle of the stuff. People from South Africa have been sending me news articles, personal accountings on farm attacks and farm killings. It's horrible. It's no matter what the mainstream media is telling you, it's a good 5 times worse. It's a good 5 times worse. I mean, they've sent me video clips of Ramaphosa and Malema both singing Kill the Boer, and Boer is a South African term, basically for white people. So you have the president of South Africa saying kill the white people. One bullet, one farmer is a slogan for the activists down there in South Africa, which symbolizes one bullet per farmer life. So it's really bad down there, and things. But whenever you ask Ramaphosa, obviously, since he's in on it, and it's been proven because the video clips and things that he said, it's horrible. When the president of the country is covering it up, when he's lying about it, and then when he's behind these things by turning a blind eye, there is a problem in the country, and that problem must be addressed. So I keep yelling at the United Nations because I find it absolutely unconscionable that these people have South Africa has a seat on the Security Council. I'm just going to leave that hanging there for a minute. South Africa, who's turning a blind eye to targeted organized strikes on farmers is on the Security Council for the United Nations. How screwed up is that? You know, I mean, how utterly screwed up is that? He's turning a blind eye to it. Yes, the UN is a joke. It's been a joke for a while. It's been a joke for a long time. But it doesn't keep me from tagging them in tweets and yelling at them. Because I'm me, and I will yell for as long as I possibly can to tell them that they need to, you know, clean their shit up. Because I mean, they have South Africa on the Security Council, and here's the biggest joke of all: they have Cuba with a seat on the Human Rights Council. Just saying that just makes me cringe. I mean, how are you going to have countries that are basically oppressing their people on a Human Rights Council and on a Security Council? I mean, that's two plain examples that they are a joke in and of itself. Yeah, it's basically ethnic cleansing. Now, I have been talking to Conscious Caracol and Same Prater on Twitter, and Conscious Caracol has been helping me avoid saying things that hurt the Afroforum cause and the attention they're trying to bring to this. And so if you find something that is about South Africa, do not use the hashtag white genocide. They don't want that used. They firmly believe that undermines what they're trying to do. Hashtag farm killings and hashtag farm attacks are perfectly fine. Just don't use the white genocide hashtag because they feel that is counterproductive to what they are trying to do.
Well, YouTube buries it.
No, we're not talking about YouTube. We're talking about Twitter.
Well, Twitter's just as bad.
Mm-hmm. Twitter's just as bad. We need to start charging the UN rent, then they can relocate their joke to another joke, the EU. Yeah, they can. We need to. I mean, Trump earlier this week tweeted out that, you know, it's time for us to leave the UN. And I quote tweeted him and I said, it's not just easy as walking out the door and saying we're done. Are you going to charge them rent? Are you going to kick them out of the country? You know, I learned a long time ago that we can sit here and armchair politicize and come up with what we think are simple solutions. But in the political spectrum, a simple solution isn't as simple as it sounds in its inception. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go behind the scenes in order to make the decision that you want to make happen. They all bitch about Germany during World War II, but this is okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, you also have to consider, you know, the current political climate around the world where we can't say anything about people of color, but you can't be racist against white people, which is asinine in and unto itself, really. And it's just, it's sickening. It's just horrifying to watch these. There's one guy on Twitter. I don't know how he does this day in, day out. I give him mad respect. He's on Twitter every day, adding to a thread where he is literally keeping track of every attack and every death. Posting pictures and stories, posting news links of the news that, you know, gets reported as to what farm is attacked, and he is very staunch on keeping this list up to date. And I have to give him props because I don't think I could do that. I really don't think I could do that. This guy, I don't know how he could read those day in and day out and not lose his ever-loving mind, because my brain would be lost. I swear to God, my brain would be lost. I'd be a wreck. Yep, you're right. Merkel did with patience that which Hitler could not do with force. Exactly. There was one documentary that I watched where they went to attack this one farm, and they gave this woman an ultimatum from hell. They told her either we rape you or we kill your family. She chose being gang raped to save her husband, her grandchildren, and her children. She was raped by 4 attackers. There are children, and what I mean by children are 12 and younger, that are on antidepressants and treatments for PTSD because they've witnessed their parents being attacked by these animals. And what do? You know, Ramaphosa's openly ignoring it. He's disavowing that it's happening. The police will turn a blind eye to the attackers or just not arrest them or charge them with anything if they happen to be a card-carrying member of political party X. This has been proven. The strikes are coordinated. They try to seek out any disgruntled farmhand in order to recruit them to let them know when the best time of day to attack is, or the best time of night for that matter. I mean, these people aren't stupid, but they're brutal. They don't just attack with guns. They will bash people's heads in. They will, stab people to death.
Machetes, hammers, guns, and whatever's handy.
Well, if you're in Obama, in the face of all this, you send $400 million to Iran in cash. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is something that can't be ignored. It can't be ignored. And, I feel for these people because this is really sad to me that this is happening to an entire group of people. And praise Doug, Optimus. Praise Doug.
Praise God.
Yep. This South Africa is a fucking mess. It is just a damn mess and a half. And there was one documentary where the person doing the documentary literally interviewed a member of the press down there, and they said the main reason, I hope all of you are sitting down for this, that the main reason that they don't constantly report the farm killings and the farm attacks is because it doesn't get the clicks, likes, shares, and retweets that they want. This is where we should be sending Green Berets. Yeah. Or Israel should be sending Mossad. Yeah. I got a nod from Ronan. It's, oh wow, this is, it's absolutely horrific. Let me see here. Let me see if we can lighten up the mood a little bit. Let me check my news app and see if we have any good or fucked up news. Let me see here. Let's see if we have any funny stories.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, there was a story yesterday on Twitter or the day before that I circulated before I took the day off for Thanksgiving about this woman who's suing Samsung because she shoved her smartphone up her twat and couldn't get it back out. Who does that? A dumbass. We should send the napalm. Oh. So let me see here. So yeah, that happened. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find that story because you guys, if you didn't see it on Twitter, I'll look it up for you, see if I can find it. Woman sues Samsung. Here we go. Because this is hilarious to me. It's stupid and funny at the same time. It's just one of those things that make your brain go, what?
She has the stupid.
She has, a big case of the stupid. A big case of the stupid. According to Snopes, it's false. But you've got like the New York Legal Examiner covering it. You've got World News Daily Report covering it. So apparently it's a hoax.
really good one.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Well, I mean, with the stupidity floating around today, right? Yeah. So, let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna read it anyway, even though there's a couple of sites that say it's a hoax, because it's just funny as hell to me. It's just really funny to me. Let's see here. All right, and let's turn on the screen share again. I'm disappointed. I don't know what it says about me that I'm disappointed it's a hoax. Well, I mean, with a rampant stupidity in the world, you're kind of expecting stupid shit like this because, I mean, hello, we have a generation that has Tide Pods in their diet. Like I said, hello. So this was dated, and like I said, keep in mind it's a hoax. Here it is. November 21st. Woman sues Samsung for $1.8 million after cell phone gets stuck inside her vagina. This is the hoax. An Albuquerque woman is suing Samsung for $1.8 million after she necessitated medical attention after inserting her cell phone inside her vagina and was unable to retrieve it for 96 hours. Didn't you know that? Don't go there. I mean, I would think that's common sense.
Should have never put a vibrate function on it.
Selma Bryant, 39, claims her medical bills at the University of New Mexico Hospital, so it's not a Florida man story, amount to $1,168,000, and that she has suffered from severe psychological distress because of the whole ordeal that she brought upon herself. Bryant says she first inserted the cell phone inside her vagina as a dare from one of her friends, but quickly realized the phone would not come out. Oh, this, you know, someone has tried this. I know, right, tracks. I wanted to see how it would feel to put my cell phone on vibration mode inside of me just for fun, but it soon turned out to be a nightmare, she told Judge Andrew Peterson in tears. Samsung is definitely at fault here, as they offer no warning about the dangers and potential risks of the insertion of their products inside their clients' male or female body cavities or genitals. Selma Bryant's lawyer, Jim McAfee, said in court. How can you say that seriously?
That's like the idiot that got mercury poisoning for trying to eat all of those iPhones.
I think that's in the story for me. A Samsung spokesman, I think, yes, over here. A Samsung spokesman said they would not comment on this case at this moment, but explained that an out-of-court settlement was still an option on the table. Now, here's the kicker. Apple faced a similar lawsuit in 2014 after a man had attempted to swallow 14 iPhones and ended up in the emergency room for mercury poisoning. Apple was eventually forced to legally specify that their products were not fit for human consumption and that the man conceded in an undisclosed amount of money. This is stupidity.
If you have the stupid, you do not need to breathe.
What makes you look at a smartphone and go, I wonder what this tastes like? I've never thought that. Optimus. Samsung's new disclaimer: these phones are not toys to be used as replacements for a relationship, you lonely cat people. Oh, Lord. Let me see. Postman with eating disorder arrested for eating 1.3 tons of mail. Now, I don't see, World News and Daily Report sort of reminds me of the Inquirer, but I'm going to keep reading these. I'm not going to, I don't know whether this is another, a hoax or not. Okay, so please keep that in mind as I read this, but this shit, I'm really. A mailman of the United States Postal Services was arrested this morning being the 13th of November, by the NYPD on charges of stealing and eating more than 75,000 letters he was supposed to deliver. Well, apparently he needed fiber in his diet. 38-year-old Diego Ramirez was arrested at his residence around 7:15 a.m. by officers of the New York Police Department and deputies of the New York City Sheriff's Office. So another non-Florida man story. A joint investigation led over the last few months after several people complained about their mail being stolen, revealed that the letter carrier was actually eating a large portion of the envelopes he was supposed to deliver. Dude, it's called bran flakes. You need fiber in your diet. There are other ways to do it. You don't eat letters. In a press conference a few hours later, NYPD Chief Department Tom Salinger said the arrest came after a 2-month joint investigation between the NYPD and the NYCSO. At first, we really thought someone was stealing some of our New Yorkers' mail for profit. The investigators were amazed when they caught Mr. Ramirez tearing the letters to pieces and eating them. According to Chief Salinger, the accused confessed to eating thousands of pieces of mail almost immediately after his arrest. He says he can't help himself. It's a compulsion. When he sees a piece of paper, he has to eat it. He admits he ate between 300 and 500 envelopes per day.
Jesus.
Lord. A total of 1,500 criminal charges have already been filed against Mr. Ramirez, including 640 charges mail theft and as many as 820 charges of malicious destruction of property. He was hungry and there were no Snickers around. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to put the link over. Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Here, have a FedEx envelope. You know how you get when you're hungry.
Right. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm going to put the Hangout link in the thingy again.
Hopefully. Ooh, this is a good one. Manila.
I've never looked at mail and went, this might taste good. According to the NYPD, more charges could be added over the next few days. If found guilty on all accounts, the accused could have to pay a fine of almost $200 million and spend the rest of his life in prison. During the first court appearance this afternoon, Mr. Ramirez's lawyer, Robert McInnes, demanded a psychiatric evaluation for his client. He also pleaded that Diego Ramirez wasn't criminally responsible for his actions because of his mental disorder, and he had no intention to harm anyone. Both the prosecution and the court agreed to the demand, so the case will be reported until Mr. Ramirez can undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Now, I'm not saying some people don't have those compunctions. They do have, you do have compulsive disorders like that. But, dude, I'm bran flakes, bran muffins. It's just oatmeal. If you need fiber in your diet, there's plenty of ways to get it there. Yeah, I knew a kid like that. Serious compulsion can be bad. Yeah, it can be. Okay, this has got to be a hoax. Donald Trump is addicted to penis enlargement pills, claims his ex-wife. Shall we read that?
Oh, you can read whatever you want. I gotta run inside real quick.
All right, shall we? Okay. All right, let me see here. That man wants to be a tree, eats paper. I'm strong as an oak.
Strong as an oak, huh?
Yeah. All right, here we go. He's going to pass in front of the camera.
I'm going to try.
You're going to try. You're just going to put your butt in the camera?
Yeah, they're going to see my hand.
Close quarters. That's his butt. Okay, here we go.
Thanks, dear.
Well, I was screen sharing, so I didn't see it. So you're good. All right. So, do we want to do Georgia man kept deceased mother in freezer? Man sues his mother for breastfeeding him until 12. Trump and his penis enlargement pills, or something about gang member gold plates own genitals to death? Do we want gold genitals, penis enlargement, breastfeeding, or deceased mother? For the next goofy ass story, because these are goofy. These got to be hoaxes. I was resorted only eating junk mail. Residents love mailman and businesses plummet. Oh Lord, that's funny. Oh, here we go. World News Daily Report assumes all responsibility for the satirical nature of its articles and for the fictional nature of their content. All characters appearing in the articles in this website, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional, and any resemblance between them and any person living dead or undead, is purely a miracle. So yeah, this is a satirical website for funny shit. All right, even though sometimes people can be that dumb. Oh boy, people can be dumb. So yeah, we got that. Let me see here. Stop sharing. Of course, I may have to shut the camera off when he comes back, but so there is that. So those are all satirical. But I mean, it's all right. Would it or would it be hard? Would it or would it not be hard to, actually believe that some people are dumb enough to do that stuff? I mean, obviously, you have people eating Tide Pods. And I saw an article about teenage girls boiling their tampons to get high. Yeah, I saw that. So I mean, it's not too far fetched. It's stupid. It's stupid beyond comprehension in any kind of computation, but it happens. Boy, I'm telling you. Eat Tide Pods, watch down with bleach, afternoon tampon tea. Yeah. Does anybody want to hop on? So we can have a conversation? In fact, it is close fetched. Yep. Okay. Get out of my steam here, exit. We're gonna leave in a little bit, which is around 2:00, so we got some time. Well, 2:00 Texas time, which I guess is 3:00 Georgia and New York East Coast time. I'm an hour behind.
Oh, right, titty sprinkles.
Hi, Optimus.
Hey.
Oh boy. Yeah, so this is I was kind of a little nervous starting the live stream because we're on what is this, Flying J Wi-Fi? Yeah, pilot Wi-Fi, but it's pretty steady.
Flying J and pilots have always had reliable Wi-Fi. So I believe the Flying J has the pizza ready to go.
Yeah, actually now
like you walk in and then there's just like pizza right there and it's actually awesome.
Yes, it is. And now they're introducing this thing called PJ Fresh where they actually have fresh actual meals, which aren't bad either.
Really?
Yeah, they do like a meatloaf dinner, chicken dinner, country fried steak, stuff like that.
Chicken fried beef steak.
So yeah, they're branching out.
Very nice.
Now, if they could start putting stuff other than a Denny's in their bigger stuff, I'd be fine because I'm done with Denny's. There's only so much Denny's you can eat before you look at the menu and go, I'm just not feeling this today. We are actually going to, it's my job to find a Walmart en route so we can actually start buying some stuff to cook in the truck. So there's that.
So you got
all
like
right.
a hot plate and all that?
We're going to get a hot plate as soon as we get the groceries and stuff. Have a good day at work, Ghost Dog. Yeah, because we're going to probably get one of those 12-volt crock pots because we had one of those before and it worked really good.
Right.
So, and what I'm probably going to wind up doing is getting those 90-second nukeable rice things and probably chili and stew and stuff and put it all in the crock pot and let it heat up like that.
Ooh, you know what you should do?
What?
Make a 12 cheese mac and cheese.
Oh, Lord. No. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so that way it'd be nice and all creamy and everything. And then right when you least expect it, you tell Ronan to pull over because you got to hawk a Snickers bar over the fucking thing.
We were at a transfer point yesterday to do a delivery across the border that charged us $100 cash just to drop the trailer. Not an EFS check. Yeah, $100 cash just to drop the trailer so somebody could take it across the Mexico border. We got reimbursed for it, but still it was like, really? Cash? That was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time we run into that. So we're hoping not to run into that again.
What?
That $100 you had to pay in cash to drop the trailer.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
This is why you both should get your passports, so that way you can be like, no, I'm taking them myself, asshole.
I was asked very politely and everything not to return to Mexico. Thank you very much.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Come over here and tell the story, or at least scoot up forward so they can get you better on it.
I am interested in this story. Were you doing too much Jose Cuervo?
No. It involved. All right. You're familiar with a little town called Boys Town, correct?
Yep.
It involved Boys Town, 7 truckers, and 12 locals.
Bar fight.
Well, that's the way it started out. It started out as a bar fight. Then the lead started flying in both directions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of discussion about they didn't care who started it. Just please don't come back.
It's like, oh, you need to leave.
Pretty much. That was pretty much it and everything. They should have. There was one guy and everything, and he had one of those trucks. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that you spend what you would spend on a house for.
Yeah.
With all the shits and giggles in it and everything, and the first 2 rounds hit his truck.
Oh.
Ooh.
And yeah, when he came out slinging lead. He was not a happy camper.
I would be.
He had spent 24, 25 years in the Marine Corps.
I would have shot everybody there, regardless of who it was.
He
like, you damaged my truck.
He was absolutely trying.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because he was a bad shot. It was because he didn't intend to really kill nobody. He was just teaching folks a lesson.
Right. I don't know if I decided to spend money on a truck that I could fit a washer and dryer in it and have a shower in there, and somebody shot up mine, I would kill everybody in the vicinity. He
had the full little kitchenette in there. He had a stand-up shower and a toilet.
Oh man.
Yeah, this was nearly $300,000 for this rig and everything that got adorned with 2 bullet holes. And he wasn't standing for that shit.
I wouldn't either. More power to him.
But yeah, he had spent his time in the Marines. He got out. He had the money. He already had a house that was paid for and everything. And yeah, he bought a truck. Most of the time it was him and his wife, but his wife had stayed home that trip because she was getting ready for the following trip, in which he was taking her somewhere in Canada that she wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
But he said yes, and now I got it. Now when we got back over here to the Laredo side and everything, he was like, yeah, now I gotta go patch this thing up, make sure that it didn't damage anything else on the inside. And he said, I won't be back down this. I won't take another one of these loads again. Not coming down here. He said, I'll take them over into Canada all day long, but I ain't taking more of these. And yeah, I never have taken one either since then. The pay was good. The border crossing pay was good. It wasn't back then it wasn't too much of a hassle, but we've here not long ago and everything, I was still hearing reports, the truck drivers getting jumped, stabbed, robbed at gunpoint. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not taking Maddie anywhere around that. I'd be killed somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry. Like, I would just shoot them all, and then be on my way. Like, I wouldn't even sweat it. I was like, they tried to kill me, so.
He got a laugh out of me the other day because we rolled in and the trailer we were hauling at the time needed a tire. And so we had dropped it off at the shop for the tire. And this rookie, and I mean rookie, this kid looked like he was in his early 20s. I'm watching him try to back this trailer into this parking spot. Now, imagine, and this is more for people in the live chat since I know you drove a truck. He literally pulled just about forward into a parking spot, nosed into a parking spot across from the one he was backing the trailer into. So he could have done a straight line back.
Yeah.
And this poor kid had to go, he literally went forward and backwards 6 times to get this thing in this parking slot.
And then took a picture of himself.
Yeah, and then he took a picture of his accomplishment, to which this is when he laughed at me. I'm like, so are you going to include the fact that it took you 6 tries? So are you going to play it off like you did that the first time out? Because I'm sitting here watching you, boy.
I mean, come on. I can pull blindside 90s and pitch darkness using nothing but my hazards. So I mean, this kid 6 tries on a line. Oh.
And the whole entire parking lot across from the spot he was backing his trailer into was devoid of any trucks or trailers.
Wow. That was just wow. Man, that's just I would have smacked him upside his head, be like, bitch, go back to school.
I mean, that shit was funny. Because he was laughing because he goes, "Are you trying to tell people how to park again, honey?" Yeah.
Yeah, Benny Hill music was playing while he was parking.
Yeah. I couldn't. I think the first time that he heard me do that, I think we were driving with Schneider at the time, right? We were already parked for the night, and I'm watching this guy park. Now, I have spotted for Ronan when he's been way too tired. I've gotten out and I've spotted for him. So I got no problems doing that. And I know the general physics of, breaking the turn and all that stuff, but I don't drive. So here we are, we're parked for the night. Here's this guy. And Ronan's laughing as he hears me go, "Nope, you didn't turn it at the right time. Nope, that's not the right angle. Come on, dumb fuck. Pull forward again, because you ain't going to get in. There you go. Pull forward. No, don't break the turn that early, because that ain't going to work." And he's over here laughing. There have been times I do that, and he'll either laugh or just shake his head. "Hey, JP."
Yeah, I'm just, oh man.
Oh yeah. There have been times where I've just literally facepalmed some of these people. There was this one truck driver that we didn't know whether or not he was going to get off at the exit. He didn't have any fucking turn signals. He didn't tell us what he was going to do. The lane was ending. Okay? In this only lane, which was an off-ramp. So Ronan thought, okay, he's getting off. No, this motherfucker waits till the lane ends and tries to get in the same lane that Ronan's in. And we both went, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Thanks, Early. We've been doing good, JT. We've been rolling.
Rocking and rolling.
I think the most adventurous place we've been have been the, and I put the pictures, I believe, on Twitter, of when he had to park in the mountain, which wasn't as bad as the first mountain we went to, which was where, in Kansas or something?
It was in Kansas City.
Yeah. So, he's had to park in all kinds of places. He had to park in a transfer point recently that the lot was so fucking small, it was ridiculous. And then this one guy decided that he's going to park in front of everybody because he had shit to do. And Ronan, we're both looking at this guy, and he looks at us, and we both kind of shrug with our hands open, like, "You going to move anytime soon, fucker?"
And what did he do? Just not even do anything?
Did that 1 minute thing. He held up one finger, like, "Oh, just give me a minute. Give me a minute." And then this other guy tried to cut Ronan off in the parking lot and then tried to cop a fucking attitude, which ended quickly when Ronan opened his driver's side door and stepped down. I'm not the best at back. Oh, wow, long haul trucker. Cool. Brax's mom was a long haul trucker. Yeah, I'm the admin. I have to scan in all the paperwork. I have to make sure all the receipts are straight. I have to make sure everything gets in, so if he needs to be reimbursed, he's reimbursed.
Wait, so all he has to focus on is driving? Oh man, Ronan, you got it fucking made.
Yeah. I also have to remind him at the end of each night to do his inspection report, because if he doesn't do that, they blast him the next day for not doing an inspection report. Yep.
Which usually results in just sitting there and marking stuff off.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the inspection report is done on the Qualcomm, so I mean, it's no big deal. But if he forgets too many of them, they call him in and, have a nice little chat with him.
Calling him in means a few days at a hotel.
So yeah, he doesn't have to worry about any paperwork or nothing. He's got to worry about driving. And then when we get the crock pot in here and our groceries, he doesn't even have to stop to eat, because what we used to do before is I used to cook it, and when it was ready, I put it in a bowl, give him a bite while he was driving, and me take a bite.
Yes.
JG, now we know who's really in charge of the rig. See, you know you're doing it right as a wife when your husband thinks he's in charge. See.
I am in charge.
See?
It's like, see, he thinks he's in charge.
Yep. I'm in charge of the truck stop book, the route, which one's closer when we have to pee, the grocery stops and stuff like that. So all that thinking I get to do. Yep. Because the first time we had that, I think somebody at Schneider called and asked him how in the world he was logging all these miles, and his response was, "I keep that driver's side door shut."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've got a 1,500-mile run to do by Tuesday morning at 7. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll be by noon, which is when the deadline is Tuesday for the second stop, the last stop off of this load. I will be in Ravenna, Ohio.
Nice. You mean Urbana?
Yeah.
And that's on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll go up to Dallas tonight, stop off and everything, and between Sunday and Monday, I'll do just about all of it, the rest of it. So.
Yep.
What are you delivering to?
Don't remember.
Like the specific store.
So.
Yeah, we're on the temperature control unit division, which guarantees at the minimum 900-mile runs.
Yeah.
So you're hauling reefers then.
Yep.
So you delivering for Kroger?
No, all sorts of.
It's all kinds of places. Everybody from Walmart to other little offshoots. And,
well, the prominent store in Urbana is Kroger.
Well, we might be going there, but we picked up at Americold, we picked up at Tyson, we picked up at Walmart's already, refrigerated loads. We've taken some to either the terminal here in Laredo. We've only been to 2 transfer points on the border to drop off loads. So we've done that already. We've only had 1 trip to Pennsylvania, which that Walmart DC was in the middle of nowhere, where if something happened to you, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been pretty good, and it's because we're temperature controlled. Every time we roll into Laredo, the trailer gets inspected, and so we get top priority if anything happens with the truck or the trailer. And we have to put it in the shop at any of the terminals. Since we're TCU, we get priority over all the other driving accounts, minus the owner operators. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yep. Well, the owner operators pay with cash, like right then and there.
Yeah. But so far, we haven't had any problems. I mean, where we have gone, it's been pretty cool. Some of the terminals have been really nice. Some of the terminals, like the Laredo terminal, are just no. I mean, during the week it's fine, but the first time we landed at the Laredo terminal, it was on the weekend. There was nobody here, and the toilet and the damn bathrooms ran out of toilet paper.
Ooh, that's why you always carry your own.
Yeah, I got baby wipes. Ha! Because it's like whether it's a terminal for a multi-billion-dollar company or a truck stop, no matter how much money they spend on their stores or terminals, these motherfuckers love their John Wayne toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you would think you could flip for the good shit, just a couple extra bucks more. Come on.
Courtroom situation. A woman shot her husband because he stepped on her freshly mopped floor. Officer says that's correct. And it took you 20 minutes to arrest her. Why? The floor was still wet.
Yeah. Yep, wouldn't want to do that either. I was working at a Party City in Noonan. We were cleaning up after store closing. I think this was at the beginning of the Halloween season. It was raining outside, so there was mud and shit. I was in charge of mopping the front and 2 of the aisles because we did 2 different aisles every night because that store was way too big for one person to mop. And here comes one of the coworkers up one of the aisles. I just, I wasn't one of the ones that was mopping, but I had just finished mopping the front, and he was getting ready to step where I had just finished mopping. And I put the mop down next to me, and I said, I know you are not about to walk on this floor I just mopped. He went, whoop, turned around, and went back down the aisle.
Jonathan, did you just walk down that aisle?
Yeah, I did it to Jonathan, yeah. I did it to nephew because we all worked at the same one. And I said, did you just walk down the aisle I'm out? He went, no.
It's kind of interesting you decided to do the stream today, especially when there's an Ohio and Michigan game going.
I didn't even know there was a football game going. I just figured, what the hell? Give everybody an update. The Wi-Fi is pretty steady, so might as well give it a shot and see who shows up.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone's going crazy on my Facebook feed, and I'm just sitting here thinking, you're all stupid. I'm half tempted to be like, go Michigan just to see the shit show.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like last night I went in to go to the bathroom and they were watching the, what was it, the night before? The New Orleans Falcons game. And I said, oh, yay, the Falcons. My hometown team that always winds up shooting themselves in the foot. And I walked out. The one thing they're consistent with is totally torpedoing themselves.
I've been up way too long.
You have got to straighten out your sleep schedule, dude.
I do. I have a meeting Monday for an interview at a sign place, graphics design.
Ooh.
So yep, if I get that one, then I will be pretty much set because, get paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the place is pretty prominent too, because you see Wendy's and you see Tim Hortons, right? This place has done those signs that you see out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, it's these are businesses coming in. It's I need a logo. Okay, what do you got in mind? This, and this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this $5 program that a 5-year-old can learn and make you a logo and then send it off and have it made for you. That's it.
Well, seems like it'd be an easy job for you.
Oh yeah. And from what I hear, the pay is fantastic. I mean, I'm actually meeting the owner on Monday.
Take care, Thraxy. We'll be careful always, and hugs to you too.
Like they took a look at my qualifications and like for like the whole schooling and the history and work history and all that stuff. And so the owner is giving me a call Monday.
Ooh.
Don't know how that's going to go. An owner of a business doesn't really call, someone who's applying for,
Mm-hmm. You probably got his attention.
Well, the way that I see it is that I have experience in graphics, right? Now, not say like a professional, but the way that these signs are done, I can more than, handle myself in that situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the owner is doing it based on my qualifications, my question is, how are the other people getting along? Like, what is their skill set that is so lacking that I'm going to meet up with the owner of the company?
I know, right?
Then again, I could just be overthinking it. And then it's like, oh, well, maybe the owner is a really nice guy and, likes to meet everybody that comes in there.
It could be. There are bosses like that.
I mean, if that's the case, then that just put like respect points on my radar. Because like, okay, the owner is still in touch with his employees. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he is just hands-on. I mean, in that case, then I mean, it would also raise a question. It's like, okay, so he didn't really notice anything on my resume and qualifications. He just wants to meet the person, right?
Yeah.
But then again, if he's not, then that means there's something on my resume or qualifications that caught his eye.
Right.
I mean, either way, it's a win-win. So.
Oh yeah. Good luck.
I'm gonna need it. Let's see here. So yeah, Riot has been going down. With all,
Well, I mean, it's. I think there have been a lot more accusations coming forward. Their apology didn't help for those of us that already know that apologizing to these people doesn't work.
Well, they're pandering. That's what it is. They're pandering in an attempt to
take care, Sora.
They're pandering in order to attempt to placate to the overly sensitive people that are playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, which leaves all of us actual gamers pissed off because now you're mandering to people who do mobile games. I got to give this to Riot though. At least they're trying to attempt something to avoid doing what Blizzard already did with Diablo.
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't look good for them because, now, oh no. Check Twitter on Riot Games.
Okay, hang on just a second. I'm saving a clip about the California wildfires for Monday's news dump. Come over here. Right.
2, 3, 4, 5 tweets down.
Riot in the dumpster fire. Yeah, they do have a new champ coming out December 6th, though, that looks fun as fuck. 5. Today is Stop Speak Support Day, part of Anti-Bullying Week, and we're proud to support it. Cyberbullying is something we can all help to tackle if we just choose respect and think before we post.
Well, they're not trying to define cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it's funny though. This is coming from the most toxic game in the game ever created.
Yeah, if you go further down their timeline, they thank the 6 veterans that are on their staff.
Yeah, after they already pushed how many off?
Right.
Oh, so there was a situation where someone was contracted to draw up a skin for, I believe, a collie.
Yeah, you told me about that. You tagged me in that.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, if I tagged you in it, then it should still be in there, and I'm going to bring it up real quick.
All right.
You know, since you're already on, we're going to turn this bitch into a news show. Let's see, where is it?
Is Alpha 17 dropped for 7 days to die?
Yes, it has.
Yep, I know. I did a blog on that and then linked to the full patch. So I did my first games dump, and I covered the Alpha 17 for 7 days to die, the release of Nico December 6th, and patch 8.23 for Link.
Did I tagged you in on Twitter, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, that would explain it because I was checking the Discord.
Yeah, you tagged me on Twitter with the screen caps for it. Holy shit, 35 minutes ago. This is going to be looked into a little more for Monday's dump, but 35 minutes ago, Spain to back Brexit deal after UK agrees to Gibraltar terms. So the furthering of the UK screwing commences. The European Union removed the last major obstacle to sealing an agreement on Brexit after Spain said it had reached a deal Saturday with Britain over Gibraltar on the eve of an EU summit. Let me go ahead and share the screen. That way people see what I'm looking at. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Share. Open this back up. All right. British Prime Minister Theresa May, who arrived in Brussels Saturday evening for preparatory talks with EU leaders, will then have the momentous task of sealing the deal to a recalcitrant British Parliament and a nation still fundamentally split over whether the UK should leave the EU on March 29th and under what conditions. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced Saturday that Madrid would support the Brexit divorce deal after the UK and the EU agreed to give Spain a say in the future of the disputed British territory of Gibraltar, which lies at the southern tip of the Mediterranean nation. Spain wants the future of the tiny territory, which was ceded to Britain in 1713, but is still claimed by Spain, to be the bilateral issue between Madrid and London, not between Britain and the EU. In a letter obtained by the Associated Press, European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker and European Council President Donald Tusk assured Sanchez that Spain's prior agreement would be needed on matters concerning Gibraltar. Drink some water here. Europe and the United Kingdom have accepted the conditions imposed by Spain, Sanchez said. Therefore, as a consequence of this, Spain will lift its veto and tomorrow will veto in favor of Brexit. The move should allow EU leaders to speedily sign off on the Brexit agreement between Britain and a special summit Sunday morning. Sanchez said the agreement reached would give Spain absolute guarantees to resolve the conflict that has lasted for more than 300 years before Spain and the UK. May was on her way to Brussels when the deal came through and hopes to leave the EU headquarters on Sunday with a firm agreement on the withdrawal terms for Britain's departure from the EU on March 29th, as well as a comprehensive negotiating text on how future relations should look like once both sides agree on a trade agreement. May met with Juncker and was to have dinner with Tusk on Saturday evening. Winning warm greetings from her 27 fellow leaders on Sunday might be much easier for May these days than getting such treatment from her colleagues in government. Several have resigned. One or two submitted letters of no confidence in regards to May. And Parliament once she returns. May is under intense pressure from pro-Brexit and pro-EU British lawmakers with large numbers on both sides of the debate, opposing the divorce deal and threatening to vote it down when it comes to Parliament next month. Because it doesn't give it, it's like they have no say. Part of the deal is the UK will have no say in what the EU tells them they have to do. It's a major screwing. The leader of North Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party, on which May relies to get her government majority on Saturday, rejected her planned Brexit deal, arguing it would drive a wedge between Northern Ireland and the rest of the United Kingdom. Arlene Foster said in Belfast that the deal agreed by May is unacceptable and must be improved upon in the weeks ahead. She said that the draft agreement raises constitutional questions and instead insisted on an outcome that does not leave Northern Ireland open to the perils of increased divergence away from the rest of the United Kingdom. The DUP has said it may drop its backing of the government because of the Brexit plan. Yeah. She keeps trying to, it's like, I call it the Obama syndrome because it's a bad idea. Everybody that's pro-Brexit has looked at it and said it's a bad idea. It screws the UK, but she keeps trying to convince everybody of what a good deal it is. And the main reason I call this the Obama syndrome is because Obama did the same thing with affordable care. He was on the TV just about every other day trying to convince the nation that it was a good deal. Now, if it is an actual good idea, you don't have to convince anybody. Everybody's on board. They read it. It's a good idea. They're backing you. Everything is good. But if you have to constantly try and convince people that your piss poor idea is a good idea, maybe it's not a good idea. Hi, Hellbound.
Right. And Mitch says Blizzard did the same as Hollywood by throwing a built-in fan base overboard. Right. And then complaining about the backlash. See, the thing is on the overall thing when people, because I've been following this for a little while, when people at the companies now turn to, it's like, oh, well, you're entitled, or no, the thing is you're building a product for people. They have reasonable expectations to expect a decent product. Now, whether or not you come out with that product can lead to sales going down or up. You know, if they don't like it, guess what? It's a late April Fool's. You know, it's like, oh, well, fuck, I've been waiting about this. And, you know, I mean, even a question was raised for Blizzard. It's like, hey, will there be any point in time that it comes out on PC as well? Guy in so many words was like, no. And so every Diablo dedicated person was just like, okay, we're just going to go ahead and go now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, what? So you think Blizzard thinks that the audience knows what it wants. And if it, you know, with the whole mobile game, the exact phrase was, because everyone knows that bringing families together is slaying demons together. That was the whole premise, to get the whole family in on it, right? So they tried to make it seem like a family game, but what's the rating for any Diablo game?
It ain't family. I think it's PG-13.
No,
mature.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
So I mean, when they do that and then they complain about the people because, like, oh, well, they didn't like it. Well, guess what? It means change your fucking product then. You know, you better go back to the drawing board, because games on mobile compared to games on PC, not comparable at all.
Mm-mm. And I mean, it's like, I watched Appaben's video where Appaben showed the clip of them unleashing it, the torrent of booze at BlizzCon, and then the idiot saying the most condescending thing to a fan base ever. Well, you all have phones, don't you? What kind of response is that?
Right. And the thing is like, it just hurts because now people are under the impression that businesses have the say in what people buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like all they can do is advertise, and not to mention, yeah, like Mitch mentions, not to mention that there is a significant number of people who want to play on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Like
can't.
the backlash wouldn't have been so bad if they had it out on PC as well. Like, hey, look, it's coming out for PC. Guess what? There's also a mobile version too. And guess what? It would even go over better if it was cross-platform.
Yeah.
At that point, I might actually be a little bit proud for proud for Blizzard for going that, little extra mile for people. It's like, hey, now you're including these people instead of just catering to them. And let me tell you something, like I hate to say it, but there's a reason why people that play games on mobile are called casuals.
Yeah.
So it's like the very fact that it's like, oh, what games do you play? Oh, I played Diablo. Oh, you mean like Diablo 3, right? And no, the Diablo that came out on a phone, it's really awesome. See, I got this joystick that you utilize the touchscreen for. Okay, casual alert.
Yeah.
Blizzard was going for a cash grab and they needed something to promote for, like the convention. And they didn't really have anything because the thing is, I followed the stream and everything. I followed the information. Blizzard devs are highly getting underpaid because of the fact is they took away the whole, stock share, right? So now instead of getting a piece of the company as well as getting paid, that revenue from the stock share makes up for it. But now that they took that away, guess what? Devs aren't going to do shit for you.
Well, it's like Alphabet even went into the fact that, especially in Asia, Japan, and Asia, and all that, console gaming is taking a nosedive. More people are playing on PC and mobile. The problem is with Blizzard, you have a wide fan base that's in the West, the UK, here in the United States, other Western countries. That Blizzard has always been. I mean, not Blizzard. Diablo has always been a PC game.
I've played nearly all.
Whether it's Diablo 2 and its expansions, Diablo 3, it's always been on PC. And he also added that the main reason that the card game, what's it called? Hearthstone was, moderately successful on mobile is because it was cross-platform. If you have an account on, Blizzard for your PC version of Hearthstone, then it carries over to the mobile game so you can actually play it on the go. And that works. But it's like I've played ARPGs on mobile. They're very watered down because they have to be. They're very basic. There's not, as much stuff in a mobile ARPG game than there is on a PC game, because the PC game can give you more graphics. It can give you, a bigger world, more options for alchemy, and improving your armor and things of that nature that mobile just can't do. Now, I'm not saying phones nowadays aren't powerful. They're getting more and more powerful with their processing power and their graphics and their displays. But dare I say it, they're never going to match the power and graphics of a desktop PC or a gaming laptop.
Well, see, little known thing is that Activision owns Blizzard.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is back in the day, okay, back in the day, Activision used to be a good company.
Yep.
Okay, and that was strictly relating to consoles. Like we're talking PS1, PS2.
Yeah.
Now with the integration of like higher end stuff, they're getting out of touch with what people want because they don't look at the analytics. They're just like, oh well, we'll send this game out. At least, like I absolutely despise EA, But
Yeah.
the one thing they got going for them is that they're staying in their own lane with sports.
Yeah. Well, it's like Lotro. When I first started streaming it, people were like, "Is it free?" I said, it can be free to play. You have to deed, you have to grind out the deed, but it can be free to play. And then when somebody asked me if there were loot boxes, I'm like, yeah, there are loot box drops, but the items in the loot box aren't game breaking. Because the crafting system in Lord of the Rings Online is such that you can craft stuff that is sometimes better than what gets dropped in those loot boxes. So, and a lot of times it's cosmetics, sometimes it's like potions and things of that nature, but it's not, you have to buy, it's not a pay to win loot box system. It's okay if you want the loot box, it's here.
And JTR says, I'm too busy at times to do PC games, so I do a few mobile games to pass the time during my breaks at work. The thing is, we all do mobile games to pass the time. That's not a problem. But when, like, say I get home and I sit on my computer, my nice computer, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to experience some awesome graphics and just overly enjoy myself, right? At that point, for people that only do mobile games and consider themselves a hardcore gamer, the thing is, I usually say citation needed. There is no citation that you can provide me that would prove otherwise.
Yeah. It's not. And I mean, I have a, we share his phone. I have a Kindle. I have the 2-in-1 that up until recently has decided to be a piece of, it's arguing with me constantly recently. But I mean, the only games that I have on those is hidden object mystery type adventure games. That's it. And I know those are casual games, but I like hidden object games. So if I don't want to do League, now that I've downloaded Lotro, if I'm not in the mood for Lotro, I'll hook up the Kindle to the Wi-Fi in the truck stop, and I'll do my hidden games for a little while, my hidden object games for a little while. But I know those are casual.
Yeah, and the thing is, if with mobile games, like even with me, right? I have War and Order. Okay, that is a mobile game. It's nice to pass the time on, but it's a time waster. You check in for 5 minutes, you do what you need to do, then you log out.
Yep.
Okay. And then wait until that time frame comes, and it's something to fill your time with whenever you're in your upper echelon of checking shit on your phone.
Yeah.
People that are dedicated to sit down at the computer and do video games, those are the gamers. I mean, even consoles. Like I've grown out of the whole console thing, but I still have an appreciation for console players because they're willing to sit there for hours on end playing a video game.
Well, the first time I rode with Ronan and we bought a hotspot, I was sitting in the passenger side seat playing Lotro just about all damn day long. Which he couldn't fathom how I was doing it because I was doing it with a mouse pad.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if it hasn't been already done, I'm going to figure out how to integrate like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. I'm going to have to figure out how to integrate consoles to have like a screen on them to where it's just like a fold where it looks like, sort of like a little laptop, but you can play right then and there.
Yeah.
And Jason says the only reason I don't like mobile games that aren't casual is that I don't want to have a charger connected all the time or have to quit a game just to check my messages. Yeah, and I totally get that.
Yeah. I mean, even the casual games are pay to win, whether it's Plant vs. Zombies, any of them fucking Candyland, whatever games, the Match 3 games, hell, even the damn
kidding me. I would not be surprised if the whole reason like Blizzard came out with the whole mobile is because they looked at the analytics, right? They looked at the analytics, and people who spend the most on video games are mobile players. Okay, so now they're going to do the microtransactions, but it's going to be for game breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
Just like the first time I had downloaded Plants vs. Zombies 2, I had already played the first game, loved the first game. Downloaded the second game, EA does the whole Plant vs. Zombies 2 thing, and Ronan heard me immediately start bitching. I'm like, oh, so in order to fucking pass this level, I have to buy that shit. I didn't have to buy this shit in the first game. Why do I gotta buy this shit now? You know, the first game was $20, and fine. It was worth $20 in my opinion. It was fun to play, and I'm like, just give me. If the second one was $20, fine. I'll shell out $20. I'll buy Plant vs. Zombies 2. Don't give me these microtransactions. You can shove your microtransactions up your ass. I want to play a game. I want to play it from beginning to end, and I don't want to have to pay to fucking win. I'm not a wallet warrior.
Oh, Wallet Warrior. I haven't heard that one. I'm going to use that one.
What they are. If you're paying to win and spending your own cash for it, you're not a gamer. You're a wallet warrior.
Yeah.
Give me the raw basics and everything, and let me work on it. So, yeah, after you go through the game a couple times, if you want to add mods to it, you know, just to kind of liven it up or, you know, change a few things, change some aesthetics of the game and everything, yeah, do that. But don't mod in all this extra health and god items and things. No, you're not playing the game, man. That's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mitch says, hell, if Blizzard stated outright that why they went mobile, I bet most people would be forgiven and still express interest in a PC game. Well, the thing is, I believe it was a second or third question that was stated, hey, is it going to be for PC as well? Like, it was stated right then and there. Like, I can go ahead and get the tweet out there for, you know, like the actual video of the convention when they were asking questions.
Yep.
And then the person, the dev, in so many words, was like, no.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like any and all mobile games, like even War and Order, right? They have let me explain something about War and Order. It is a game that you build up a castle, right? You have forces, you gather resources and stuff like that. Anything that you do to train takes time.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in order to get faster time, you can grind for, you know, like little things like speed up 5 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, stuff like that. Takes a lot of grinding. Or you have the option to buy gems.
Yep.
Okay, and the thing is, you can also farm for them in the game, but the way that they put it is that it's easier to buy them. And with mobile games, I'm making this statement right now, and I challenge any dev to prove me otherwise.
Yeah.
Any and all mobile games are microtransaction based.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And I mean any and all.
Yep.
Like, this is a challenge to any dev to prove me different, to prove me otherwise.
Yep, I found the tweet that you had tagged me in about the Riot stuff.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is a developer for League of Legends. It's for those of you in the live chat that are wondering. And this is a post off Tumblr that says, Arizona A-Bay. Worked on this girl for 9 months. This is a Kali KDA skin, kind of like a K-pop skin. Okay, for those of you that know what K-pop is. Now this new music video comes out, and she's immensely popular, arguably one of the most popular characters in the League of Legends universe. Don't get me wrong, I'm really glad she's a huge hit. It's super exciting to see so many people love the character design and the gameplay. And I know that I contribute directly and significantly to the behind-the-scenes engineering that made it all work. It's validating. But it's also fucking melancholy to know I did so much work and put in so much time for a shitty company run by shitty people, and the reward I got for it was unemployment. I threw a lot into this character. I cried at work. I started getting panic attacks, which I've never gotten before. I developed persistent heart palpitations from the daily overwhelming stress and had to go to the hospital. This is true, seriously. I basically dropped all my friends outside of work. My manager and his manager lied to me constantly to keep me working. They said I was doing a great job, but to keep it up, don't worry, it's going to turn out great and it'll all be worth it in the end. Recognition, a raise, probably a promotion in short order. They promised me the world. When she was finally finished, I didn't even get to go to the release party. They just walked me out. I remember a quote from my last day. It sticks out in my mind. I know you realize this is really hard for me, my manager said. Yes, in the end, when he awkwardly informed me I didn't have my dream job anymore, or any job at all, and then stared back at my shell-shocked face, my 1,000-yard stare, the only thing he felt was sorry for himself. She launched with no major bugs and was considered a technical success. Doesn't matter. Get the fuck out. I don't know how I feel, a weird sensation of pride and intense bitterness. I did a good job. At least I think I did. Unfortunately, internal validation is the only kind I'm going to get. Everyone reposting KDA should see this. This is from Hexcolor. Riot has successfully distracted everyone into forgetting their culture of sexism, exploitation, and toxicity mere months after it was all revealed. Look, I get it. Akali is extremely my type. It's obvious how much love and care was put into her development, but it makes me furious to see all the free advertising that Riot is getting from people who I thought would know better. And now, one of the people who is arguably responsible for all that free advertising, whose work is undoubtedly making Riot hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, who was overlooked to the point of near break, who was overworked to the point of near breaking, they get nothing. Worse, they get the scant bit of credit that most devs get in a big company like Riot. They got let go. Fuck Riot Games.
And the thing is, if this is true, and I stress the point if this is true, I stand with him in saying, fuck Riot Games. Because the thing is, everything is an analysis on cost benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, the work you put into something, if there is nothing on the equal side of benefits, it's not worth doing. Now, the thing is, the people who were in control led them to believe, hey, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Here's the moon.
Yeah.
And then afterwards get nothing. Yeah. My question is, was there a contract signed?
Yeah.
That's question number one. Question two, what were the terms of that contract?
Yeah. Were they hired on a temporary basis? Because if they were hired on a temporary basis, to me, it would be unethical to promise them the world when they know they're on a temporary assignment. If they're already hired as a permanent dev for the company, promising that stuff is a good way to keep them motivated, but then shitting on them by firing them is just, it's wrong. You have this person that is putting their heart and soul and all their energy into this. You're not even going to let them go to the release party for this. You're just going to let them go. That's wrong. That's dirty, in my opinion. But if you were to tell them at the beginning of the project, look, after this project is done and the release party comes up, we're going to let you go. They don't have any motivation to play. Because I remember when I was working for attorneys, and after we hit a year, they all came in. We sat in front of the managing partner for our, we thought, yearly review for raises, only to find out before lunch he was letting us go at the end of the day. Now, how much work do you think we got done after we came back from lunch?
None.
Exactly.
You got to go for 7 miles to pick it up.
I mean, it's a bad situation all the way around. Games nowadays is like buying a car that's only 70% complete. Hey, I need that DLC for the steering wheel. Look, a patch for brakes that were never installed. A microtransaction to start the car. Yeah, it's getting that bad. Norway and other countries over there in Scandinavia and even in China, they have what is called an anti-gambling law. And they consider the loot box systems a type of gambling. So
yeah,
their
so the microtransaction. Yeah, so the microtransactions are legal if you know what you're getting for. If there's a possibility, or if there's any probability of where there's a chance of opening something where you don't know what it gives you, that would be considered gambling, therefore illegal.
Well, as Necrit pointed out on YouTube in one of his, because he does Rift News, in order for them to stay legal in China, now that they have these Heck Tech boxes and all these orbs and stuff like that, that when they release any new stuff, they have to release an updated table as to the percentage of the probability of you getting what if you open what chest.
Yeah.
In order for them not to be outlawed in China, because they consider that gambling. And see, I have no problems with people releasing that because I want to know what my chances are of getting, X skin or, this champion that I've been wanting with all these keys that I'm, picking up or being able to forge in order to open up new Hex Tech boxes. I like seeing that table. I like looking at the probabilities. I like knowing that, okay, possibly I'm going to have to open X number of boxes in order for me to increase my chances of getting X skin or X champion. I like that because I'm not a gambler. I don't like gambling. As a matter of fact, the last couple of times we wound up stopping in a casino, he's had to sit me down next to him and go hit the button. I'm like, I don't want to hit the button. I consider lottery, gambling, and all that stuff, quite frankly, a waste of money and time because I'm not I watched my mom do it all the damn time and all the money she would sink into stuff and never get much of a return back. And I'm like, I'm not there mentally. The gambling is just not something that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, I don't know if this is going to be popular opinion or not, but if it's microtransactions for purely aesthetic details, I think that's fine. The very fact that someone could invest enough time into a game to want to customize the experience aesthetically, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you offer, like, say, a service or microtransactions that help you develop in the game mechanics wise,
yeah,
that's where it's no.
Yeah, the pay to win thing.
Yeah, the pay to win. The pay to win cash grab that all mobile games have.
Yeah.
I'm completely aware I'm doing this as a blanket statement. Prove me otherwise.
I know, right? I mean, that's why, I don't like, I'm with you. I don't mind if the loot box system is cosmetics. I don't mind if you're playing an MMORPG and the loot box contains health potions. That doesn't help you win. That doesn't augment your skills or attributes in any way. It just gives you that little extra health that you may need to get through that particular spot. Little stuff like that doesn't vastly impact the game. Now, if I have to spend $20 on fucking loot boxes to get that magical fucking sword to defeat the dragon, I have a problem.
And have a good day, JTR.
Take care, JT. Because now you're forcing me to spend more money on top of the money that I have already spent just buying your game in order to win the game, which I shouldn't have had to do in the first place.
If I spend $60 on a game, I better not have to spend anything else on anything inside that game.
Exactly.
Period. Like, I would even include it as optimal to have DLCs up to, like, I would say a minimum of 1 DLC, up to 3 DLCs completely free.
I can see that.
Just like with, I want to say, okay, let's take Fallout 4, for example, right? Okay. Fallout 4 comes out. It has a pretty rocky start, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on a new engine. It's a whole new, system, stuff like that. I can't remember if they had first day patches or not. And that's the thing for you people that wondering why first day patches are so important. The game is measured on how often they do patches. Okay. Now, if a lot of people log on, find all sorts of bugs, and they are so quick on the ball to get that first day patches out, then in my book, it's a successful game because they're taking the time and the effort and the energy to correct flaws.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have DLCs for Fallout 4. There's the Contraptions Workshop, the Far Harbor, the Nuka World, the Vault Tech Workshop, the Season Pass, the Wasteland Workshop, and Automatron. Okay, those are all separate DLC packs. And I believe I have them all. Maybe I do have them all. My question is, did they cost anything? You know, I have to recheck that. But the thing is, when it came out, you spent close to $60, if not $60 for the game itself. Why should you not? No, actually, it's Automatron, RON at the end, Mitch. I double checked. So that's why I had trouble. I was like, Automatron? Let me double check real quick.
Contraptions Workshop is $2.99.
Right. So all the DLCs, right? Oh, look, and apparently there's a DLC that I don't have. The Creation Club.
Huh. In Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, we have a name for people that spend hundreds of dollars for the medals. They're known as whales. Why, the first time I heard Wallet Warrior, I forgot what game we were playing. It was sort of like a fantasy setting game where you could team up and play and fight bosses and stuff like that.
It was that Asian base.
It was an Asian based mobile game, and there was this one guy that kept challenging us. That kept challenging the people in our group, and the people in our group kept losing. And then somebody looked up the fact that I don't know how they did it, but they said, "Oh, don't worry about him. Just don't accept any duels from him. He's a wallet warrior. He sinks all of his money into the game. That way, he doesn't lose." So that was the first time we came across that term, and we've used it ever since because it fits. Because if you're spending money on those loot boxes, on those microtransactions, to augment your gameplay to make you stronger, faster, smarter, whatever, in order to win the game, you're not doing it on your own merit. You're opening your wallet to do it.
Creation Club isn't DLC. Then why is it costing me $8 to get? Like, I mean, from what the name implies, I'm assuming it gives me special tools to be able to create stuff for Fallout 4, which then would probably go on a workshop for voting and whatnot. Here's a question. Why do I have to pay to have that option? Why can't I create something, put it up on a workshop without having to pay for a fucking tool?
Right. I agree.
And you know what? I'm going to check in on this about this content. Get credits to be used in Creation Club, a collection of all new game content for Fallout 4. Content is fully curated and compatible with the main game and official add-ons. Using Creation Club is easy. Browse the selection in-game by category and use credits to download the content. Credits can be purchased in packs of various sizes, and you'll receive a discount on larger packs. Well, there you go. Fallout 4 just turned into a cash grab.
Yep.
I mean, if what this is saying and you buy credits, like unless there's a way to get credits in game by grinding something, it just turned out to be another cash grab.
Yep.
Creation Club is a mod store. So you're telling me that I have to pay $8 to be able to use mods that I can't go on, say, a torrenting site and download myself? Like that's the reason why I get most of my games for free these days.
Yeah.
Because with the mentality for video game devs and creationists is that they're not putting effort into the experience of the game or the story. They're putting as much effort as what is needed to become a cash grab.
Yep, I can see that. But then in terms of, to me, it's a pick and choose kind of thing. Okay? And bear with me, because I will pay for Cuphead. Because I like platformers. I've seen the gameplay. I want to play the game. So I will pay for Cuphead because it looks like something fun for me to play. Now, I have downloaded for free Steam World Dig and Steam World Dig 2, and both of those are both platformers without DLC that are absolutely a delight to play. Now, games that don't have DLC, that don't have mods, like platformers, if I see enough of the gameplay and it looks fun, then I will pay for the game. I don't have any problems paying for the game and supporting that company. I won't have any problems with Bendy when I get back on and I start finishing Bendy and the Ink Machine, because the DLC is actually chapters that further along the story. That's fine. There's no pay to play in that particular instance for Bendy and the Ink Machine. Games like that, I have no problems, supporting the devs and supporting the company for. I have a problem investing large chunks of money in games where you have to pay for DLCs and mods and things of that nature, because I'm old school. I'm used to buying a game and getting the entire fucking game. Not enough of the game to get me, playing the game and wanting to finish the game, and then somebody coming up to me and goes, "Well, there's there's a DLC for that to help you finish the game." What? This isn't the whole game?
The thing is, DLCs are supposed to be intended to further the story afterwards, like an offshoot, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to create a single storyline and involve all sorts of side quests that might add to the experience of the main storyline, just for like a fantastic story, right?
Yeah.
Now you've finished it. You enjoyed the story. Now what else is there? Oh, hey, you remember that side quest over here that you seemed particularly interested in of continuing? Well, now we have this, so that way you can continue that storyline. Like Fallout New Vegas, right? When it first came out, I didn't like it for the sole reason that the skill books were not permanent. But after that, I warmed up to it because it's like, oh, you know what? It's fantastic in its own way. And the DLC, like I gotta admit, the DLCs for Fallout New Vegas, they are awesome stories on their own as well. And as a matter of fact, to answer Jacob, Red Dead Redemption 2 is worth $59.99. Any game that allows me to beat up a feminist, I will pay $200 for.
I knew that was coming.
Okay, I saw the video footage on it. I fapped to it. Okay, I came, I saw, I fapped. And just you just need women to straighten you out. I was like, oh, you better feed her to that goddamn fucking alligator.
Okay, dear, I leave it to you because I got to go to the
All right, you're leaving it to me.
Yes.
Well, you go to the little girl. Right?
Yes, I have to answer a call that cannot be put on hold, otherwise there will be consequences.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
And Hellbound says Review Tech USA did a recent video that got me irked regarding the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Oh, we're moving to a digital-based market, so why are you complaining about physical media? Like the one where they run her over with the train. There's more videos. Look.
Oh yeah.
Me and you, we're getting together after this. We're clicking, we're teaming up, and you're gonna show me all these fapping videos.
You missed this. You missed it, because while YouTube was sitting there taking down these videos of people killing feminists in very imaginative ways, BitChute said, upload your videos. We're having a contest on the most imaginative way to kill a feminist.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love BitChute.
BitChute went, okay.
That's where you're standing there, you're staring at the screen, and you're going, I love you, man.
BitChute, I know you might be watching this, you might not be watching this. Here's a suggestion, right? You know how on Twitter they give badges for like verifying who you are, whether create a badge specifically for people who upload those videos for Red Dead Redemption 2 and killing the feminist, right? Create a badge. And the title of this badge is Feminist Killer.
Oh, yeah. I slayed feminism. There you go.
Like Feminist Killer. And then when you see the tag, like how, kill a feminist, Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay or whatever, then it's like, review it. Hey, look, you know what? That's actually a pretty creative way. We're going to slap this badge on you. Hell, if you want, I'll create the icon for you.
Oh, I see there are going to be mini game uploads and downloads in my future. I am currently, I'm going to go back and probably sometime this week I'll finish getting all of them and everything. I'm going to want to play the entirety of the Hitman series.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's something we can click on then, because yeah, definitely. And the thing is, it's always funny because in any stealth-based game like Metal Gear Solid or Hitman or anything like that, you go in thinking, yeah, I'm going to beat this game all stealthy. Then the thing is, at the end of the game, you turned out to be Rambo.
Well, this particular mission right now, I am being stealthy because I haven't been found out yet and everything, but I've already taken out a whole slew of perimeter guards. Have to leave it open for my escape. But I don't kind of feel bad about this because this whole mission revolves around me infiltrating a militia that's actively working against me. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about a body count on this one. And I have 4 targets in this thing, and they're rather secure. The thing is it's such a crowded area. You have to, you isolate one guy and you take him down, and then immediately you have to rush over and take out his partner before his partner can turn around and see what you've done. So it's interesting. A lot of saving and reloading because there's just so many people here. But my object is to basically kill everybody without anybody realizing that I'm killing them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and here's some news for those that liked DayZ when it first came out. It finally has entered beta.
Which one?
DayZ.
Oh, finally.
Finally, after what, 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, but look at the. I mean, the bug report alone is an encyclopedia.
Right. And to answer Hellbound, right? He says, don't worry, YouTube will find a way to crack down with that idea. Well, here's the beauty of it. I told BitChute that I would create the icon for them, not YouTube. As far as YouTube is concerned, they tread no water with BitChute. Like, they have no say on what BitChute does. And get a feminist killer badge, news outlets gets upset, mass flags and many channels terminated on YouTube, maybe. Susan pretty much changes the terms of service. So the thing is, with YouTube as it is, that today they've demonetized a crap ton of people. They've also deplatformed a crap ton of people. At this point, it is rearranging chairs on a Titanic. It's all going down.
It's a sinking ship.
Now the only thing is time frame. it would be a miraculous thing if it was a month, but no, it could be over several years of this happening. You know, it may not happen, you know, willy-nilly like people want it to, but it is happening. The thing is, the very people that we want to watch that are getting deplatformed, they're moving over to other stuff. Stream.me has several what we would consider, you know, like mid YouTubers going over there. Now they're the top dogs over there because they made the change early. You know, then you have people going over, and the thing is, now that there's less traffic coming to YouTube/Google, because we now, you know that Google owns YouTube or whatever, you know, makes it its bitch. You know, now there's less revenue. So now they have to renegotiate with advertisers. Hey, look, we're going to need a little more payment because now we have a smaller base. And the advertisers are going to be like, well, then why do we want to advertise on you when you don't have the people to reach out to?
Yeah, that's eventually what's going to happen.
And then the advertisers are going to go elsewhere. And guess who they're going to go to? Stream.me, BitChute, all the other ones. And then...
Look how many advertisers. Just look how many advertisers already on Twitch.
I know, right?
And we're talking Alienware computers, Corsair computers. You know, all of the major computer manufacturers are already on Twitch.
Well, yeah, because they're basically, you know, gamers. That because Twitch was originally, well, before it was even Twitch, it was Justin.tv. Okay, so Justin.tv was originally geared towards gamers. Okay, when it switched over to Twitch, it enhanced it allowed for more opportunities for the gamers to have because it was a mainstream gamer streaming platform. Now that it has so many more opportunities for like lifestyle events or lifestyle things, whatever, it's growing. Okay, the thing is, Twitch doesn't preemptively ban people based on what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, there is someone at the controls. If someone were to report a thought that is, you know, showing cleavage or whatever is being indecent, if someone were to report that, a Twitch admin goes in, looks at the stream, is like, does this break the rules? Yeah. Guess what? Shut the shit down.
Oh yeah, and it's immediate.
And it is immediate. And it's like, hey, look, I personally witnessed this. It's not a bot system. No, fuck you and your, you know, entitlement to show tits for views. Like, you want to do that? Go work a fucking street corner. Don't do it online.
Look, if you want a boob stream, there are places for that. Be a cam girl. If I'm tuning in to watch gameplay, I'd better see some really good gameplay and everything. Otherwise, you don't interest me.
You ever imagine like having a soy boy with, you know, a full set of armor on? I bet those knees would be bent inward and awkwardly holding the sword because, you know, it's like white knighting. And to what Mitch was saying, YouTube shot itself in a dick. All they had to do is put in the contracts with advertiser that YouTube is not responsible for creators' content, and any issues should be resolved with said creator.
That's right. That's all they have to do. It's literally that simple. Now, Jacob and everything said
Twitch is an amateur cam girl site. You want to know why people have that perception? Like I just reiterated it before. There's no bot network cruising through videos or streams to try and shut them down based on keywords or based on images. There's someone that goes in. Okay. What was the number one downfall when YouTube was starting to go down? Okay. It was a goddamn bot searching for keywords, searching for titles, searching for specific words that shuts them down. Okay. Yep. Caused a mass outrage. It's like, my video wasn't even, well, you shouldn't have named it that way. Fuck you. Okay. No, you have someone going in and watching the stream.
Yeah. And it hasn't been that long ago and everything. Twitch changed its terms of service. then basically their new terms of service read and everything. Look, if you're a boob streamer, you know, and plain English and everything, we're going to shut you down. You are not going to do this.
So the thing is, and the thing is, they're not looking for keywords or anything. They're relying on people to come and be like, "Hey, look, that's against the rules. Report it." Someone comes in, sees it, shuts them down.
Yep.
Why do you want a bot network to be able to show things when people won't even take the opportunity to report a break in the rules?
I mean, that was, yeah, Twitch redefined its terms of service and everything. And they emailed it to everybody because I got the email. I didn't get one email and everything. I got 3 or 4 from them and everything saying, hey, you know, this change is taking effect coming up on this date. Hey, only a few days left. Hey, tomorrow this change goes into effect. Make sure you know, re-agree to the TOS. And then the day of, I got one that said, here, click here to read and approve the new TOS. Okay. I like that. But it is an actual person reviewing it and everything. And it takes 30 seconds if somebody, not even 30 seconds, if somebody said, hey, this person's doing this, they go click right to that channel and go, yeah, they are doing that. Shut down.
And that's the thing. Like there's been streams where I've been on where like I didn't think it broke the rules, but apparently it did because they might have been cussing too much, I guess. But all of a sudden you see the chat going and everything, and all of a sudden this stream has been shut down by an admin. Oh snap. And it tells you there in black and white as well. It's like, do not fuck around.
Yeah.
At least Twitch makes their TOS, you know, more clear than what YouTube does. Hey, Matt Dodge.
Hey, Matt Dodge. Maddie will be back in a minute for everybody. She's
so I mean,
here she comes across the parking lot now. 2 cups of coffee and a smile.
Oh yeah, there's more platforms, you know, raising up and everything out of the woodwork now that YouTube is being ground in the dust. So I have a lot more research to do before I officially give my recommendation on which one I want to use. So it's, you know, who knows? Like I've been checking out stream.me, see what are the pros and cons of going to that site and utilizing it. You know, just like with Twitch, just like with BitChute, just like with, you know, with other platforms that are coming up. And let me tell you something, with the way that PayPal is shutting shit down, I'm also going to be reviewing on payment processors as well, because
Maddie is looking for these payment portals like PayPal and things like that, and going through them as well. Because no, I don't want to hear their excuses anymore either.
And also, I found out something. I'm back. I found out something about PayPal and a service that they also sponsor by talking to a company called Thrive. Thrive is a payment processing merchant. So I decided to tweet at them and get some answers. PayPal is not a merchant. PayPal is a gateway payment system.
Right.
So what I'm going to be looking at is alternative gateway payment systems. That's what I have to look for. Now that I have more of a focus, I can see what I can find, dig into their terms of service, and see if I can come up with a better system to use, and then start recommending it to other people. Because I thought it was first of all, I thought it was absolutely hilarious that when I started tweeting Square, they kept shooting back the same fucking dumbass, unrelated question. I kept complimenting them on their deflection and reiterating my question. And in the process of all of it, they blocked me. So, of course, we also have to take into consideration that Square is owned by Jack Dorsey of Twitter fame. So,
and I because I looked at the Square company.
Yeah.
And, you know, like it allowed for, like, you know, swiping of the card on phones and whatnot, provided you got the app for it as well. And I always found something off with them, and I'm glad he told me that, because now I kind of know why.
Let me see if I can pull up my blog post, point out a couple of things that, because they link me to their terms of service, which in my wonderful little investigative mind was not a good idea for them, because I went through it and I started reading it. And they never answered any of my questions that pertained to the stuff in the terms of service that I found, because one of the snippets, I'm going to put it on screen share so you can see it, because I found the blog post. Let me see here. Blip. We screen sharing for the umpteenth time in my stream, because I can, and it's the stream. Y'all just... Okay, the first thing was the ninth point in their terms of service. They prohibit the use of the services for the sale of firearms, firearm parts, ammunition, weapons, or other devices designed to cause physical harm. So I screen capped this, and I said this would give people the impression you're against the Second Amendment. Does this extend to licensed dealers as well? Never got an answer. They never answered the question. The second screen cap was the, quote, threatening, harassing, hateful, abusive had me here. And as you can see, I screen capped that one part. And I said, this needs clarification. Does harassing include anything that does not agree with the company's political stances? Would I be able to sell, for example, MAGA gear? No answer on that one. And then the last one was, and the offensive had me ask another question. And so you see the screen cap. Although we have no obligation to monitor any content, we have the absolute discretion to remove content at any time and for any reason without notice. You understand that by using the services, you may be exposed to content that is offensive, indecent, or objectionable. We take no responsibility and assume no liability for any content, including any loss or damage to any of your content. And I offered the question, what do you consider offensive? I did not get an answer for that either. Now, they started deflecting because I said, here's a question for you, Square. Would you offer your services to BitChute or Gab? They immediately answered with this fucked up deflection. Here's a question for you, Maddie, the news chick. Did you know the best time to buy a Christmas tree? And they kept shooting that in my direction. They never answered my question as to whether or not they would offer their services to BitChute or Gab. Which to me was telling in their refusal to answer the question.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it was soon after that they blocked me. And I didn't think they had blocked me because on my phone, I could still see for a short time in the notifications, I could still see the tweet, the response tweet. But however, every time I clicked on it, I would get a message that they couldn't load the tweet. So I thought they had accidentally deleted it. So I screen capped everything and said, hey, look, it looks like you deleted this. I saved these for you. And then I went back and clicked on their account, their Twitter account, and found out I had been blocked. So that was my adventure with Square.
That is...
It's very telling, in my opinion.
If you haven't already, I'm going to go ahead and look through and compile a list of payment portals or payment processors or however you want to word them, and take a look at the TOS and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then see which ones are better. I mean, hell, if it comes down to it, I might even research on how to create a service like that.
Yeah.
Because, if I do it, if you're left, right, I don't care what. It's like, hey, look, this is now something you can utilize. And I guess the most difficult thing would be reaching out to merchants to have them get on, to be able to have that processed.
Now, from the businesses that I have owned, there is one major business that I've always gone through that I've never had a problem with, up to and including them calling me because I was almost the victim of a scam.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the company is literally Merchant Services. I've never had a problem with them. They called me one day when I was running my herb business out of the house because somebody had ordered a shit ton of stuff. They became suspect, looked it up, and called me and told me that they had themselves declined anything from this particular person because they had seen that scam before and they didn't want me stuck holding the bag for thousands of dollars worth of merchandise.
Right. Ooh, just came across this tweet. So the basic plots in all the Fallouts. Fallout 1, where's my water? Fallout 2, where's my Gek? Fallout 3, where's my dad? Fallout New Vegas, where are my memories? Fallout 4, where's my son? Fallout 76, where is my story?
That's a good one.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I mean, even a multiplayer has to have some sort of storyline.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is multiplayer, like, I mean, come on. So let me. What was the game that I was doing with Blue Resonance? Dying Light.
Yeah.
Dying Light was more geared towards multiplayer as well, but it had a storyline that was awesome.
Yeah.
And as really says, Fallout 76, where is anything functional?
Yeah, I found somebody had tweeted where a Reddit thread where this girl accidentally, in a glitch, their tune became immortal, couldn't die. They even like sucked up nukes and everything and were still going, which is a major bug. And they tried to contact the company to get it fixed, and the company has yet to get back to them or fix the bug. They're not allowed to do anything in the game because they're at 0 health, but they can't die. Mm-hmm. Taxes theft.
Taxation is theft.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's games are getting. I think some of them, like you said, are just blatant fucking cash grabs.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've played enough games and I've studied the analytics enough to know when a game is going to be a cash grab.
Yeah.
So I mean, seriously, guys, if you like the content, spread this shit around. MWM Media, you know, hey, look, I got the deal on whether or not a game is going to be a cash grab or not.
Yep. And he is actually authorized to post to my blog. So when he finds new games and stuff, I'm hoping that he can do the posts and let people know, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've been on. The thing is, you can go to jail for not paying taxes, but from what I understand, is that there is something somewhere. I would have to look it up again, but I'm extremely tired. That says that some of the taxes that you're paying for, you don't need to, like, it isn't mandatory. It doesn't say that it's mandatory in there. So it's I have to look it up because I'm not completely sure on where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, with I've been following game devs on Twitter like crazy. That's why it might pop up in your feed. Hey, I followed this person. I followed this person, and you notice they're all game devs because I'm working on keeping close tabs on what devs say.
Yeah.
Income tax. Yeah, that's what it was. The income tax is unconstitutional. Like, I think that needs to be one of the major points for starting a civil war.
Hey, baby, it's like almost 2 o'clock. When are we leaving?
We'll get out of here about. I'll start my clock around 2:15, 2:30.
2:15, 2:30?
Okay. Yeah, because we're only a mile or less from picking up an empty trailer.
Okay.
And then we're only 7 miles from going down here to pick up the load.
Okay.
So I don't have to be there. It's no real big rush.
Yeah.
Because like I said, all I'm doing is I'm picking that up, and then it's a 6.5-hour drive about up to get up there to
Dallas.
The Dallas yard.
Let me finish your sentence for you, sir.
Oh. So I'm cruising along the Twitter feed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Roosh is so on our previous conversation on like thoughts on Twitch, right? Well, apparently thoughts on like Snapchat and shit like that, where you can gain money for being a slut. You know, someone was like, "Who reported my premium Snapchat to the IRS? I'm being audited." So the title is this: online thoughts are finding out that all income generated from their tits and vagina is taxable.
Yep. That's what I wanted to say. Because a lot of people, like, you know, because I'm on Twitter every day because it's something to do before I move. If, you know, go to the back and get on the laptop to start, you know, doing blogs upload when we park. And everybody, there's like this mass migration to stream.me. And it's like, I don't want to go over there, not because I've seen Suit's video and it's fine, but I don't want to start another platform. And everybody's under this fucking impression that Twitch is as bad as YouTube. It's not. It is. I have seen streams where people are cussing at each other. I've seen streams where people are yelling at each other. They don't like booby, open, flat out booby streamers. Period. And, you know, it's Ren in her Shitlords Anonymous has streamed on Twitch. They're not banned.
Oh, I'm taking a look at the. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm sending this to you.
Okay.
I want you to don't pull it.
DM me on Twitter because I don't have my Discord open.
Okay.
This is helping me get a little more memory for this laptop so I can do a little more stuff because I haven't done a test to see if I can stream through OBS on this, but it's only got 4 gigs of memory, so I doubt it.
Okay, so don't bring it up yet because I need to go through and make sure that it's YouTube friendly.
Okay.
And I'm cruising through all the screenshot pictures and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna reply to this. Cruising through. Yeah, it should be safe.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it. It's income. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's income. I mean, it's your Lord. The ignorance of some of these people just makes me fucking laugh. God, whether you're
Right.
First of all, sex working on Snapchat. How does that happen? 30-second snippets? Sorry.
I'm not exactly sure on how Snapchat works.
Me either. I have enough social media, and once I get my own smartphone, I'm going to like fire up my Instagram again. But yeah, I'm just not. All right, here we go. Who reported my premium Snapchat to the IRS? I'm being effing audited. And then we got the next screen cap. A bunch of men on Twitter are mad because they believe they're entitled to free nudes, so they're reporting sex worker Snapchat incomes to the IRS for audits. Despite sex workers paying taxes, despite needing to make $12K to report it on taxes, just say you hate women and leave. First of all, that's different in every state. We don't have uniform tax laws, but I digress. This a-hole is effing with sex workers' money by reporting them to the IRS mainly on Snapchat. David Blue. Okay. And then Mudflap. How big of an effing hater do you have to be to report sex workers to the IRS when all you have to do is mind your broke ass business? My God, you ends are insufferable. Mudflap. So you're
Oh my God, hold on. If you scroll down past the screenshot of Brittany Venti.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Just keep going down. Keep going down.
Not only are they commuting one crime of prostitution, some are technically evading taxes, and the IRS wants their hand in that money. So to all the thoughts that told me you're just mad and you aren't making the hundreds of extra dollars every month that I'm getting, have fun getting audited by the effing IRS. I took screenshots from the thousands of comments on my post of all of you admitting to it and bragging about how much you make. Oh, wow.
Now, okay, now go past that one.
Okay, past this one?
You're right there.
If you report the thought to the IRS and collect taxes from her, you can receive up to 30% of that amount. Wow! There's actually a financial incentive to defeating thoughterry. Thoughterry. They invented a word for this.
Thoughterry.
And I invented a word yesterday. Did you see it on Twitter?
No, but I like the word thoughterry because it's like pottery, but instead of clay, it's women on turntables.
Right. Yeah, the word I came up with is, you know how sometimes you see something so damn confusing you say you're fucking fused? So I combined confused and fucking and I came up with confuckled.
Sex workers, because they want their work to be respected, just not taxed.
Yeah, but see, okay, coming back up here, what I was laughing was, she is a woman of color, probably a sex worker, and goes by the tag Mudflap.
Sounds to me like she ate one too many times at Taco Hell.
Really? Because, I mean, you as much as they hit on us for derogatory language and, you know, and bad fucking, you know, the N-word and all this stuff, you're going to sit here, a woman of color that's a sex worker, I'm assuming, and you're going to go by the handle Mudflap.
Well, maybe she just caters to truckers. Better watch out, Ronan.
Oh no, Lot Lizard comes up in here, they're gonna have to have my ass to deal with. I ain't playing. I am not playing. Nope.
Let's see here. I'm cruising through and I'm just loving all the responses.
These people are like proud to be sluts, basically. I choose sex work. I will always be involved in this industry somehow. If you think the only thing I have to offer is my body, then that's your problem. What do you think sex work is?
Yeah.
You're offering your body. That's it.
You know, they don't pay you for your personality. I'll tell you that. Thought Begone. Billy Mays here, now with Thought Begone.
Right? Spray this and watch them scatter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is just that is literally the only thing she has to offer. Yeah. And we always have to have the customary Betty White dapping on the haters. Put that on the screen. There we go. I mean, I don't, you know, it's, to me, Vegas, Nevada has it. They have them licensed. They make sure they're clean. They get tested. And all these other people that are like, well, I'm out here and look, I'm an escort. Honey, the only difference between you and a prostitute is $1,000 or two. Mm-hmm. You're still a prostitute. You just put a fancy name on it, but you're still a prostitute. A high-end escort is expensive prostitute. It's, it's the difference between spitting and swallowing. Oh, sorry. I said that out loud. Never mind. But yeah, prostitution is illegal except in Nevada. Exactly, Hellbound. Exactly. These people are proud of something that they're probably doing illegally because they're not in Nevada. We're national.
Wait a minute. Wait. And that's where the IRS has to search then, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Because how much you want to bet that they all live in Nevada where it's legal?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, no.
Some of these don't. We had, when I was living in Georgia, early 2000s, there was a high-end escort ring that got busted because these dumb bitches were advertising it on the internet.
They still advertise on there. What do you think Craigslist was? Why do you think Craigslist?
No, I mean, they had a professional website with the girls' pictures and the whole 9 yards. And they were based in Georgia where the shit's illegal.
Mm.
Yeah. And they had the gall to get pissed off when they got busted. Like, hello?
Oh, apparently this is a whole thing because someone else posted the screen cap from the IRS thing. The whistleblower office pays money to people who blow the whistle on persons who fail to pay the tax that they owe. And it was quoted, "We / bounty hunting now."
Wow.
I gotta give it to the IRS on that part. It's like now you have people. It's like, you know what? Hey, look, you make all this money from people who don't appreciate their own hand. You know, and now it's like now they're entitled selves. They think that they're exempt from what everyone else has to pay.
Mm-hmm. Or they think they're trying to be sneaky with it. Because, I mean, he mentioned Craigslist, but these people had, I mean, I remember watching the news on this. It was 3 women in Georgia living in Buckhead, which is a high-end subdivision in the north, I would say northwest part of I-285, if I remember my Buckhead correctly. They had a professional website with headshots and modeling shots and everything, and prices for their escort services on the fucking website, knowing damn good and well that in Georgia, prostitution is not legal.
And you know what? In this day and age where a lot of men are like male feminists these days, I'm thinking about starting a site where it's like, hey, I go out with you for one day and I will be the most chauvinistic pig you can imagine. So that way you can get turned on and then go fuck some soy boy or something.
Yeah, prostitution should be. I don't have any problems with prostitution being legal. But to me, you have to have at least a regulation in place for periodic STD testing to make sure they're not sick, they don't have any sexually transmitted diseases, and that the proper precautions are in place when they, entertain their clients, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with prostitution becoming legal. It just needs to be regulated to make sure that the prostitution you dip your stick in doesn't have something that Ajax won't wash off.
Right. And see, in Nevada, it's regulated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there are tests that goes on to make sure that they're clean, and if they aren't, then they don't do it anymore. Like, it's like, no, you can't do it.
Nope.
Like, they take steps to make sure and ensure that people remain clean.
Yep. They have a good system going. That's, and like I said, if a woman wants to do that, that's fine. It's her body. I can't imagine myself doing it. I can't imagine myself stripping. Excuse me, exotic dancing is stripping. I love how they retitle it to make it sound so much better. Honey, you taking your clothes off for money, okay?
Right.
To the beat of the music, you a stripper. Doesn't matter how well you dance. It ain't exotic. You dancing naked, honey, and you doing it for money. Be realistic. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm going to put this caveat in here that's a little bit of a non sequitur. I love the fact that the pimp actually won a seat, even though he died in the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the pimp who was running for, I think, a Senate seat in Nevada, I think it was a Senate seat, might have been a House seat, died before they could take his name off the ballot, and he won to a living politician. Now, how bad does the guy that's still living have to be to lose to a corpse?
Pretty much.
Well, the thing is, you know, people that aren't soy boys and, you know, people that could be considered conservative or masculinish in any way is now having their voices heard again.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, Hellbound from Nevada, it's now centralized, like they have centralized housing, so it's like a brothel.
Yep.
It's not pimps anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got here, Hellbound, just look up the Mustang Ranch.
Yep. That is the most famous one in Nevada, is the Mustang Ranch. And no, they don't have horses.
Well, depends on how
Even
you
though they
ride
got
them.
plenty of fillies. And
Depends
a
on how
couple
you
of
ride
mares.
them.
And a couple of mares, depending on your taste.
Yeah.
Well,
But
on
no,
that note,
it's no longer just pimps. It is now, you know, like a centralized place. So exactly like a brothel. And it's like, hey, look, before you do this, we're gonna need to see papers of you being clean. You know, stuff like that, where it's like mandatory if you want to. So you have to, it's sort of like a license now that you have to carry around.
Yep. And let's see, since he started his clock, we got about 13 minutes to go. But I will be telling everybody this. Keep an eye out on my Twitter, and I will be putting this in the Discord for those of you who don't Twitter or tweet or anything of that nature. The next time we have a strong signal like this, there probably will be a brew of some sort, depending on whether it's in the morning or the afternoon. It will be back to a ghetto stream, so it will be back here on YouTube temporarily, meaning I will be screen sharing the the news stories and things of that nature. So no fancy overlay, nothing like that. But it probably won't be regular, because you know some truck stops have great Wi-Fi and some we won't talk about. Petro. So keep an eye out. So I will be announcing whether or not I will be able to stream. So you will be having news from me live, albeit intermittently. So keep an eye out for that. We are on our way to Dallas. So this evening there will probably be a news dump blog post by me. So keep an eye out for that. You guys take care. Thank you very much for popping in on the live chat. Thank you for popping in here on the stream with me, Optimus.
Not a problem. And make sure that if you like the content, spread it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's, if you like it, you think that you gained some perspective of it that you had no idea of, or if you just want a general knowledge, please share it out. Give other people the opportunity to experience what you're experiencing. Because I mean, how are we going to get this off the ground if you know, you all know what I'm saying. I'm tired as tits. So
yeah. And like I said, as soon as we move, you will be getting updates either on Twitter or through a blog and an editorial as to how close we are to getting a place and getting my setup. Because after I have a new beast and a studio, we will be going back to the overlay stuff and the morning brew as it was going on Twitch, and it will be back on Twitch. So please be on the lookout for that. And as always, if it's on Twitch again, that means the edited streams will be uploaded to BitChute. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this channel because of all the demonetization and all that stuff going on. If I do upload to this channel, it may be editorials, it may be reactions to articles, it may be game clips, so keep an eye out for that. And like I said, thank you for coming. I love your support. Like and share if you like what you heard today. And I will see you guys next time.
and remember to praise Doug.
Praise Doug.